Hello everyone and welcome to ABN1 for the Rockingham 200 for the HTL Hammer Down Truck Series. Halfway through qualifying here. We had a bit of some technical difficulties here trying to get the stream going here, but we've gotten it live and we're ready to bring you one of the crown jewels of the HTL calendar here at, well, Rockingham, North Carolina at The Rock. So we can see a few trucks already coming in on their laps. Obviously one pacing in right now. That's the 5 truck coming on in of Richard Gonzalez. He is coming in to finish up his lap here. Almost every driver has done their one lap for the most part, and currently on pole position is one of the strong cars. If you were here last night, was having a strong race well in pole position as well. John Hagen set one of the fastest times on the board, and he's currently at pole position with a 23.98. Right now, as we watch Jeremy Bravo come out to do his one lap here at the Selena Thompson's Nap Time Challenge at Rockingham, is the official title of the race, it seems. First time seeing that one pop up on the screen. But regardless, I guess we should introduce who we are while Jeremy Bravo does his qualifying lap here. I am Kevin Young. You've probably heard my voice last night. I'm usually here on Tuesday nights for the Truck Series race. Obviously, Carmen Sienna is not here tonight. She should be back for Michigan next week. Hopefully we can keep our fingers crossed for that. But she had to do some things here, and hopefully she's fine, but had to do some things. I'm also joining the booth with Pulsatrix, who is manning the commentary here tonight, and she's going to do a great job operating the cameras and making sure this broadcast goes as smoothly as it can, as we see Jeremy Bell finish his lap and set it hard into the outside wall. That's going to be 15th for the number 51. Again, Brayo, another strong car last night in the HTL Cup Series, as he had a good run there. Came close, got it on the podium, finished third, had a good chance to get the win, but sadly it was not in the cards. As I see Alyssa Pelletier-Sharp, currently 22nd. The hood is also ripped off the 31 machine, and she will now tow to pit lane. And with about, give or take, 40 seconds to go here, checking my stopwatch real fast, this should be qualifying pretty much over. Let's look to see if any other notable drivers have not done a time yet. Angel Santiago, Zach McBride, Caleb Eichler, and Michael Saccone have all not set times, and with so few seconds left here, they will most likely not set a time, and they will join the drivers, including both the Oberstadt brothers, who both invalidated their laps, so they will be the drivers starting further in the rear. But John Hagen will take pole position with Austin Mongold and Bobby Blowers, 1, 2, 3. Again, 2 strong cars last night we saw in the HTL Cup Series, and Austin Mongold has a win so far this season at Atlanta. So 3 strong trucks going to take up the first 3 spots. And that will actually do that for qualifying. So we are officially done with qualifying, and we are going to head right into the race here. 200 laps away to surround the Rock. Going to be quite an exciting event here. So as the cars end up launching onto the track here, spawn on the track, I should say, we'll see where everyone slots in here in a second with the rundown of the starting grid. And we have John Hagen and Austin Mongold making up row number 1. They will lock out the front row here. Next up, Bobby Blowers and Ruby Estes. In row 2, row 3, Pacey Wygant and Nathan Estep. Row 4, Byron Jones and Jonathan Adams. Row 5, Lilac Zier and Mark Parkhurst. Row 6, Lily Frazier and Martin Roberg. Row 7, Christopher Pendell and Caleb Carter. Row 8, Jeremy Brao and Casey Ellis. Row 9, Dean Clavitt and Kelly Height. Row 10, Selena Thompson and Alfred Denny. Row 11, John Smeal and Alyssa Pelletier-Sharp. Row 12, David Pugh and Richard O'Day. Row 13, Scott J. Posnensky and Greg Pillar. Row 14, Richard Gonzalez and Stefan Oberstadt. Now again, the drivers have not set times. Zach McBride and Angel Santiago up in row 15. Patrick Oberstadt, Michael Saccone in row 16, and Caleb Eichler will bring up the rear here in the number 45 machine in row number 17. So that is how the 33-car field will shake up here for 200 laps. Again, if you were here for last night's broadcast in the HTL Cup Series, some of these names will seem familiar, and we'll take a quick look at the current conditions here. 78 degrees Fahrenheit, humidity of 1, north of 2 miles per hour wind, and partly cloudy. Basically, the conditions we've seen so far this calendar year, pretty much picture perfect. Chef's kiss, if you will, of weather. We're going to see a good race here tonight. Obviously, again, if you are new here, 200 laps, old school kind of NASCAR style here, no stage breaks. Only cautions we'll see is if the drivers make mistakes. So if the drivers want to make 200 laps clean, they can do 200 laps and make it work. So as drivers get bunched up here, we're on board with a few trucks here. It looks like we're on board with the 9 truck here of Ruby Estes. Obviously, a few other drivers have filled in for that machine. Ruby Estes taking the seat here tonight. She'll be on the outside. We'll get a nice little spin of the in and out. You can see Nathan Estep back in the Square D inspired truck. There's a 34 of Bobby Blowers, rocking a similar paint scheme to his Cup Series car there on the inside. So we're going to have one more lap of pace here. The driver's getting bumped up. And we'll be ready to go for 200 laps here. So here's all, we'll kind of blitz through some cars here, show some cameras off, and show some schemes. There's Austin Mongol in the 38. Looking to join the 2 Winners Club. Only other driver in that category right now is John Hagen, who is the car to the left in that Bob Ross, I wouldn't say Bob Ross, sorry, paint scheme, but that picturesque landscape 81 machine with some National Guard and Mountain Dew sponsorships on it as well. Trucks come off of 2 here. Pace car will be pulling off this time by. And we'll get this race going. Alrighty. Oh, you can see Bobby Blowers blinking a lot here. Let's see if that has an effect here on the start. One way to find that out. Pace car going to take the hard, lonesome road down the pit lane. And as the Case car pulls off,
green flag.
It is going to be the Rockingham 200 underway here on ABN 1. Oh, you can see right there, Stefan Oberstedt having a bit of a checkup moment here. You can see on the outside, Austin Pennell, sorry, similar paint scheme to last night. He's going to get in contact with Mark Parkhurst, and that could probably trigger caution number 1 here. Other trucks involved, and that will trigger the caution. There's Scott J. Ponensky piling in on Parkhurst. Multiple good trucks involved there. I'm seeing also Jeremy Breo, Richard Gonzalez, Stefan Oberstedt, Selena Thompson. A lot of cars involved. Caleb Carter and John Smeal. Basically a car park there on lap number 1 there. And just kind of chaos up front can usually lead to other things. We'll take a look here at the replay here as Stix Pulsatrix brings it up here. And you already can see one truck already way off the Rhine there, I believe. Trying to see who exactly that is, but you can see Breo comes up the surface, gets right back in to the Rumpel truck there. And you can see just multiple trucks just taking evasive action. There's Blake Henderson, no, Alfred Denny, I should say, involved. And you can see the 51 getting big air right into that unprotected part of the track there as well. Look, this is virtual machines. But again, a lot of good trucks there involved, and they're going to have to fix this up. So let's kind of take a look at the front here, what kind of caused this. You can see, well, actually, right aboard with Stefan Oberstedt. Sorry, my mistake here. And we'll go slow down the 88. You can see here, at this point, there's a little bump in the back right there with a 39. And he gets it, keeps it straight, of Greg Pillar, keeps it straight, but at this point, the track's starting to get blocked, and you can just see from this nice onboard shot here, it's just smoke and puff of crowds, and trucks all over the place. At this point, you just got to get on the brakes, slow it down, and hope a hole opens up. And you can see for these few trucks that did not have the greatest qualifying, they're able to avoid most of the chaos here and get away unscathed. Now we're on board here with Selena Thompson. She also had a wild ride here in this situation. Saw her pop up on the box. You can see the ensign happening. Going low, going to try to split the middle. And the 56 gets a little loose there. Sends it down right in front of Selena Thompson. She was a couple yards away from the goal line, but could not cash that ball in. And luckily, though, that truck doesn't look too tore up with other trucks around the field, like Austin Mongold and the 44 truck. So we'll have to see, again, the effects of the damage on those trucks. But looking up front here, you can see now back to live action. John Hagen obviously kept the lead off that first couple corners there, with Bobby Blowers able to take second position as the inside line got going a lot quicker. So a lot of the trucks on the inside line took an opportunity to capitalize and gain advantage. So with the 1 to go here on the restart, already coming out, the field gets bunched up. We'll be going green this time by. Obviously, since it was lap 1, no truck went a lap down in the affair. Well, could go with damage, but at the very least, so no one went a lap down, so no lucky dog has to be happen. So obviously, if you're just joining us here, a quick little race summary here. 197 laps to go, 1 caution, 3 caution laps, 0 lead changes at the moment. John Hagen so far led from lights to flag, or lights to lap 3. We'll see if he can keep that going. Pacey Wide will get a nice little back shot of him here, kind of showing off the field, getting bunched up here. Again, do not want to spin the tires here. As the pace car comes up, we'll actually ride on board here with Pacey. He'll give us a nice little start here. There goes John Hagen, and restart number 1 is underway here. A lot more cleaner than once. We'll just hope that no truck goes aggressively into the wall here off of 2. Keep it clean. See any trucks around? It's going to be a clean restart here. So, we can get some good green flag running underway here. Once this race kind of reaches momentum here. So now the official first lap under green is going to be led by John Hagen. If you were here for the Cup Series, obviously these trucks are a lot less powerful than the next-gen cars, but that's also going to play in the advantage where you're not going to truly be able to run away here, and you're going to kind of be always forever in a bit of a battle here. So we're going to cut a little bit back here. There's the 83 of Jonathan Adams battling the 94 Christopher Pendell. Is there a little bit side-by-side action? A lot of side-by-side running here, that little bit further back here. Pendell is going to make a move here. We're going to cut even further back here to the 8 truck. As you can see, fighting Alfred Denny right now in position. That's Patrick Oberstadt. Obviously was able to avoid the chaos on lap number 1 here. He's now up to a pretty good position at the moment here. Up to 16th as we're watching the kind of the throw of the top 15 cars ahead fighting out. And you can see the battles. He's going to try to get a run here on the 15th place car of David Pugh here, going to be on the inside that 60 machine. But we've kind of also learned here is the outside line is more the attacking lane. It's more the lane that's going to be where you want to be aggressive. You want to run your tires and run it aggressively. While the inside line is going to be more of a conserve tires line. You're down there when you want to save your rubber. Make sure you can get to the end of runs and make sure you save your tires to get them comfortably in the green flag window. But it looks like there was a battle up close to the front there. If I'm not mistaken, Bobby Blowers is making a move for the race to lead there. Saw it on perspective, and it looks like he's going to be joined in tow by Pacey Wygant as both trucks are going to get around John Hagen here. And we have a caution. Looks like it was, trying to see who exactly it was here on the mini-map. It's Lilac Zier who's involved. So that's going to be caution number 2 here on lap number 9. See if we can take exactly what happened to 50, but the truck doesn't look that bad. But time will tell on this replay here. So playing it back in time, keep an eye on that red and white truck. Ooh, Kelly Height kind of hit the wall there. Came up and ended up getting hooked, and luckily not tapped the wall too hard. Luckily good wreck avoidance there for the rest of the field, going high and low to make sure they don't T-bone the 50. That truck looks pretty not unscathed. She should be able to keep going on this race with minimal damage. We can see here coming around. And as someone brings up a good point in my ear here, Styx brings up a good point, that Zier and Height both have a bit of history, if you will. So it's probably not going to maybe kindle a flame here and maybe bring about a bit of aggression here. So a bit of old history, old wounds being brought up here. Hopefully it doesn't lead to any payback or any retribution here. Looking at who's pitting right now at the moment, we got a few trucks electing to come in here. We do see the summary pop up on the screen. 1 league change, 4 caution laps, 2 cautions, 109 laps to go. But you can see Alfred Dunny, Richard O'Day, Casey Ellis, Mark Parkhurst, Dean Clavitt, John Smeal, Scott J. Posnensky, Jeremy Braille, Austin Mongold, Angel Santiago, and Lilac Zier all coming in. Most of those trucks coming in were ones that are involved in the opening lap incident, maybe coming in to fix some extra damage. Some obviously were not involved in either caution, electing to take a chance here and get off sequence and maybe try to make something happen here. I need to get a quick graphic on here. That's probably why it was a bit hard to call things, but Pacey YG, you can see we get a nice little shot riding aboard. Was able to get second just before the caution came out, and that's a position he will keep. As now John Hagen going to have to deal with a 30 air in that truck and try to be coming back from 3rd position here. So here on lap 12, obviously going to have another lap of caution. Here's one truck got the wave around here. It was not the 45 truck. It was the orange blue trucks. Anyway, they're on the lead lap now. I'm trying to find exactly who it was because different paint schemes and whatnot. That information in a second here. But regardless to that, though, we still see the 34 out taking the lead here. We'll see if he can keep that momentum going here. We should get the one to go this time by should be ready to go there. So obviously Bobby Blowers led 3 laps so far. All under caution. So as the field will get bunched up here, see them get bunched up nicely here. Blowers is going to take the low side here. Obviously, his leader does have a choice if they like to go high or low. Rest will then file in. Blowers will elect to take the low side here, and that will slide in with Pacey Wygent taking the high side. Take a quick little rundown of the field here. It's going to be Bobby Blowers, Pacey Wygent in row number 1, John Hagan and Byron Jones in row 2, Ruby Estes and Nathan Eastep in row 3, Lily Frazier and Christopher Pendel in row 4, and Jonathan Adams and Kelly Height making up the first 5 rows here, with Elizabeth Pelletier-Sharp, Morgan Roberg, Zach McBride, Patrick Oberstadt, and David Pugh taking the top 15. So a nice little deck rear shot here of our race leader right now, Bobby Blowers. So you'll see the pass car come on off here and take the lonesome, lonely trip down pit lane. Blowers control.
Green flag.
Green flag is out, and away we go. See a good restart there by Pacey Wygent, who was able to keep up and time it correctly here. Obviously, teammates on that high side there. Going to get this work here, so not going to allow the 34 to drive away too much there. John Hagan got to clear right in front of Byron Jones there. Jones going to try to do the old switcheroo, take the low side, cannot get back on the inside. Those Hagan with a bit of an aggressive clear, but he'll take it here. They're now side by side. Looks like Wygent is going to lead this lap, put the first one in the tally for him, and now he'll slide on down. So Bobby Blowers is now going to have to settle for second here as the trucks begin to file through 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So you can see a little bit racy there for 6. As it's Ruby Estes and Christopher Pendel side by side there. But other than that, though, we're playing relatively single file here for the most part, just trying to find the footing. We've had a few quick cautions here, so you want to kind of not see a third one come out this quickly. Let the drivers get in momentum here and let it ride. You see John Hagan, though, not trying to get to the lead back here. He knows he has a fast 81. He's going to pinch it on the low side. Actually, second place, I made a mistake. There's double zeros currently in the lead. Now Bobby Blowers, though, is actually going to want the lead instead. And we do have another quick caution here. Christopher Pendel is the incident in question. Oh, Bobby Blowers getting wrecked under caution. He's going to hit the inside wall. And I think Hagan may have gave him a bump there. Yeah, Hagan gave Blowers a bump. Obviously, we're going to cut the Pendel to see what exactly happened here, but Blowers ended up getting a little piece. Luckily, doesn't look too wounded, but not going to be happy, the 34 car. So we'll take a quick look at this, then we'll go see what happened to Pendel. You can see as they're checking up here at the caution, Hagan did not see it, or did not really slow down, hit Blowers, and then Blowers almost about at the tire barrier there. Luckily, he misses it and just gives the wall a little tap there with his rear end. So shouldn't have much damage in that 34 truck. Should be relatively okay, but could have been a lot more catastrophic. Now we'll cut back to see what happened to the 94 Christopher Pendel here. And, yep, there was a little bit of a self-incident there. Big lick into the inside wall there. That truck heavily damaged. We'll see exactly if he can get that thing fixed or not, but that thing is pretty wounded at the moment. Don't know if that will be continued. So obviously, a few trucks coming in here. Obviously, Bobby Blowers not going to want to take any chances here. Obviously, a little tap there. Wants to make sure the thing's okay. A few other cars coming in, as you can see on the pit road. Zier, Posnetsky, Breo, Parkers, Gonzalez, and Pendel. Obviously, Pendel towed to the pit lane. That thing was not drivable off. So here on lap number 18, you can see the truck going by there, getting, I think it was, trying to see exactly who it was. Obviously, seeing pit stops. It was Caleb Carter. It was Caleb Carter who got the wave around here, and now we'll get another lap back. Looking at the lap counter, should now be officially on the lead lap. So, going to be a bit of a poor start to the race for him. But luckily, plenty of time to try to get back in this thing and try to run laps. Obviously, it's 200 laps here, so long way to pay dirt. Can easily come back in this thing. Let's get some looking at my screen here. So we'll take a look at the race summary here. Lap 18 to 20, 182 laps to go. Third caution of the night with 9 caution laps and 2 lead changes. As we've seen Hagen, it's Hagen, Blowers, and Wygant, the 3 cars that have taken the lead so far. But obviously, again, we saw many lead changes last in the Cup Series, so I don't think we're far from done seeing a few cars electing to take that run, try to take that truck to the lead if they can. Here we'll check for the field here a bit. We'll cut on board here with Stefan Oberstedt here. We'll follow him for a second here. Currently running 12th at the moment. Again, a bit of a poor qualifying, but unlike his brother who was involved in the open lap incident, he was able to avoid some of the catastrophic moments. That truck looking pretty spick and span up 12th. There's his brother in 10th. Actually, I don't think even the other one was involved, but luckily he was able to get on the brakes. But he's obviously 10th too. Popped up on the SDK that he was involved, but look at that truck. Looks pretty fine. So anyway, there's Kelly Height currently in 7th. Right now, obviously, involved in the second incident night. Obviously, get that truck up to 7th. But yeah, we're going to get bunched up here and get ready again here. Finally got my SDK to pop up correctly here. So we have Wygant Hagen in row number 1, Jones and Estep in row 2, Estes and Frazier in row 3, Height and Adams in row 4, and Sharp and Oberstedt in row 5. Patrick Oberstedt for those counting at home. That will be the first 5 rows here. Field, as you can see Hagen, you can see also on the front there, if you look at his hood, you can see the effects of the little tap of Blowers. Obviously, he didn't think it was enough damage to come in, but you definitely can see he hit him quite good. The dent in that left front corner panel there. So anyway, though, pace car is going to come off here. It's going to be on Wygant's control. We'll follow on board here with Hagen. This is a good perspective here to see if he can time the restart. Green flag is out, and away we go. Not as great of wheel spin as Hagen. I think Hagen got a little bit of wheel spin. He actually clips the wall there, too. So a pretty poor restart for Hagen. He'll have to slot in the 3rd here, and we'll have to slot in line here and try to catch back up here as the teammates will take 1-2. Big truck going way off there. Trying to see exactly who that was. Going to go for the cameras here eventually. It looked like it was a Peltier Sharp that took that evasive road down the line there, but luckily did not hit anything. So we stay clean and we stay green. We hit lap 22 200. Step right there running that very high line, trying to rip the ride. But look in the battle here, we got the battle for 6th position as Lily Frazier is fighting Callie Height here for 6th. Callie Height, one of the biggest movers so far in this race, up 25 spots, but the driver that's moved up most, Byron Jones. That's what I thought pretty much the higher spots here. We can see right now Jonathan Adams trying to hang around the outside here. If you remember correctly, call back to last race, Jonathan Adams kind of got the momentum off his back here. He's had a lot of poor finishes, and now he has a chance here to try to get that ball rolling after a podium finish last week. Right now, going to get around Lily Frazier. As you can see now, we're on board here with Callie Height. Keep an eye on that tannish car. That is the car we were talking about. He'll get clear. Now Lily Frazier, though, sinking like she has an anchor in the back of the truck. And she's already dropped 2 spots, 1 to the 31, another to Stefan Oberstedt. And as Strix brings out, she is blinking a bit here, so maybe being a bit cautious. Doesn't want to end up being involved in an incident due to a connection issue or just latency, I guess you can say. Doesn't want to take someone else out of this race. So being a bit cautious until it works out here. So we'll cut a little bit further back here. Check the battle here. It's right around Angel Santiago. So they're fighting here. You can see David Pugh in this little battle as well, fighting it out. This is right around 15th position. Also, Mongo going to get clear. No, Angel Santiago going to tap in. And that's going to be the incident. Now we'll stay clean at the moment. Truck's taking evasive action. No one going to hit. Ooh, thanking the lucky stars there that Breo did not. Actually, Breo looks like he did get something in that. But there's the 20 there of Selena Thompson. Yeah, luckily not majorly damaged, but oof. Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay to see exactly what happened. Obviously, we're riding on board with Selena Thompson when it happened. Keep an eye on that black with the tealish numbers on the inside. Gonna slot up here, try to clear maybe with Angel Santiago. Santiago's there. Now she gets loose. Santiago hits the wall. Both trucks trying to save it. And at the end of the day, Thompson gets a slight hook on Santiago. And then you can see the 46 is Smeel, big avoidance there, but ends up tapping just lightly. Rest of the trucks here are going to try to take quick attention here, avoid everything successfully. So again, could have been a lot worse. Breodo ends up hitting the wall there, though, at the end. Looks like he had his own little incident there at the tail end there. So we'll actually ride on board here with the 51, if I think that's where we're going. Actually, we're going to watch the 42 of Parkhurst here. We'll see his perspective here watching this. So you can see right a little bit further back. Obviously, the incident happening ahead right there. You can see the puff of smoke. So Parkhurst does here. Going to go low, barely avoid it. Cutting it close there like Indiana Jones, but will end up making it through successfully without any damage other than almost a, maybe a sense of pride, if you will, being able to avoid that successfully. So here on lap 27, taking a look at the top three right now, it's still actually a few cars electing to pit there. Some noteworthy is Pacey Wygant, John Hagan. Most of the top field came in here. So that's going to hand the lead over to Nathan Estep, who was in around 5th position when the caution came out. Will stay out here. Be joined by Jonathan Adams, Patrick Oberstadt, Alyssa Pelletier-Sharp, and Stefan Oberstadt. They'll be the first 5. Obviously, a race summary on your screen. 173 laps to go. Already 4 cautions on the night, 12 caution laps, 3 lead changes at the moment. Going to be eventually, yeah, because that's going to include Nathan Estep here. So we'll add him to the count and now add him to the laps led here. Speaking of Nathan Estep here, obviously 2 laps led, all under caution pacing here. Does have a strong truck. We saw him last night run well, get a top 5, if I'm not mistaken. He was able to get his car into the top 5, use this for competitive week in and week out, so not a slouch here. Definitely going to take advantage of the situation, try to run that truck with the clean air right now. There's Jonathan Adams, got his first podium last week, and another strong truck. Just kind of been a bit snake-bitten to start the season. Getting a win here in this endurance race could easily help him out here. And there's Patrick Oberstadt in 3rd. As now we'll see the field get bunched up here, get ready for the restart here on lap 30. So it's Nathan Estep. Fix something here. So we got Nathan Estep, Jonathan Adams in row 1, Patrick Oberstadt and Alyssa Pelletier-Sharp in row 2, Austin Mongol and Stefan Oberstadt there in row 3. Angel Santiago and David Pugh in row 4, and Bobby Blowers and Casey Ellis making up row number 5. Highest driver that pitted under the last caution is Pacey Wygant, who's currently in 15th. So the field 15th on down all came in under the last caution for 4 tires and fuel. A few drivers electing to take tires only, or fuel only I should say, because tires only would be kind of redundant when fuel was the name of the game. One of the drivers being Dean Clavitt, our current points leader, electing to try a no-tire stop here, just to try to get some extra track position. So anyway, race car going to pull off here, and it's going to be on Estep's control. Question now is, can the older tires be able to kind of, not too much of a difference between Estep's tires and the rest, but we'll see if they can kind of carve for the field here like a Thanksgiving turkey. Pace car going to pull off here.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is out, and away we go.
Caution.
And we have a quick caution there. Looking to see Lily Frazier, Byron Jones, big stack up there. Oh, I don't think someone went going here. I think someone may have tried to jump the restart. I have to wait and see on the replay, but multiple good trucks involved there, and even some drivers kind of wondering what happened there. Replay doesn't ride, and probably gives us a good check here. Looking at some cars that are involved. Mark Roberg, Caleb Carter, Mark Parker. So we'll see here. Take the outside of the inside line. Oh, there was a stack up on the inside line there, right where Poznanski was. And that just kind of caused a checkup where some drivers trying to aggressively get around, and that just took the whole inside line. Almost sent it to the shadow realm there. See here, that is Byron Jones right there, stopped stationary. We'll ride on board here with Martin Roberg. Maybe give us a bit of a better perspective of where the stack occurs. There he goes, he's on the brakes. Oh, right there. Oh, that's a bit violent, just how Jones just kind of bams someone right in front of him. Honestly, I think we should get a look at Byron Jones in that situation. I think he will give us a kind of good perspective, too, there. We'll see here, Byron Jones right there. Oh, that's a bit violent, just how Jones just kind of bams someone right in front of him. Honestly, I think we should get a look at Byron Jones in that situation. I think he will give us a kind of good perspective, too, there. we'll take one more look here at Jones's perspective. As you can see, he's already up sideways, so we'll see again if he may have jumped the start or someone, maybe his teammate ahead of him did. So green flag in the air. A little bit of a checkup, and he hits his teammate in the back, and then gets lifted upwards, and at that point, the track becomes a track blocker, and everyone else behind has basically got to get on the brakes and avoid damage. So anyway, back to live action here on lap 32 of 200. Another quick summary here. Obviously, not as much has changed other than the cautions and the caution laps. We are slowly checking off laps here. Obviously, luckily, the positive at least is pace laps aren't too long. So at the very least, it's not the end of the world. At the very least, seeing these long pace laps. So a few trucks obviously going to come in here, obviously, because they suffered damage under the last caution. Going to elect to obviously fix that up because you don't want to run with damage. You can get it fixed. Seeing who pitted here, Pacey Wygett came in, Mark Parkhurst in, Caleb Carter in, some of the major trucks and stuff damaged. Byron Jones also in as well. So riding on forward at the front here, you can see there's Jonathan Adams, Nathan Easton, and before the quick caution came out, Adams was able to get ahead, but obviously we're coming back to the actually, paint lights are still on. So we should go one more lap here. Being preemptively set up here, though, as you see a few cars obviously in the back. Still single file here, so we have one more lap here of pacing before we see the green call here. Well, anyway, we'll see, cut through a few cars here, show off some paint schemes, if you will. Greg Pillar right there, currently riding in 13th position, running a Mountain Dew scheme. Right behind him is, side of him is Scott J. Posnanski. Behind him is John Hagan and Callie Height. Speaking of the 41 truck, there he is running basically the same paint scheme he's run past couple weeks. But when you look good, you feel good, and Posnanski is feeling definitely good in that car right there with that paint scheme. So he likes to continue running it. There's Michael Saccone. He had a couple weeks where we couldn't see his truck, but now we can see his truck without a number, though. But we know it's 19 on the timing and scoring. But we'll cut back up to the front here. Lights are off, so we're going to get ready to go again here. The green flag. So Pacer going to take the lonesome road down the pit lane. It's going to be on Adams' control.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out, and away we go. Great launch there as he's able to get well clear. You can see the rest of the cars beginning to fight. They're trying to slot in here. You can see second position is going to go to Patrick Oberstead. He's going to be able to get clear of the 40 truck and Nathan Eastap. The rest of the trucks beginning to file. There's Liz Peltier Sharp up early here. We have another caution. Looks like it was John Hagan involved here, and he's wrong way, and you can see a lot of smoke. So looks like it could be bad damage to that truck. It will back up here, but it is definitely smoking fierce. So we'll take a look exactly what happened to John Hagan. We saw him around 13th, 14th position when we did our little rapid run around here. See Hagan running in the middle here. Trying to go low here aggressively. Going around the Mountain Dew machine. Obviously, it's still too wide at the moment. You can see about to go 3 wide with Callie Height. Oh, the door closes. Hagan not there yet. And ends up kind of getting sideways, goes up the race surface, part of the wall, and Saccone nowhere to go, will pile in. And then you got that 8 truck there as well, basically avoiding it, but again, Hagan get the biggest lick there. Sorry, 28 truck, I should say. Saw the 8, did not see the 2 of Zach McBride, able to kind of avoid it unscathed, but big lick there for Hagan, and a decent lick for Michael Saccone in that instance. We'll take another perspective here as well. I think we're going to follow the 28 car here of Zach McBride. We'll actually ride on board with him here. See how hanging up there and just thing snaps, and he actually doesn't hit anything. He actually doesn't clip McBride, and he doesn't even get hit by Hagen. So very sketch moment for him, but luckily doesn't hit anything, and yeah, leaves it late. So there's John Hagen coming into his box here. So a few trucks coming in: David Pugh, Byron Jones, Sladen Thompson, Mark Parkhurst, Richard O'Day, Richard Gonzalez, and obviously John Hagen. The damage he sustained there coming in as well. So the field's getting a bit, I would say, restless, but obviously with the long caution laps right now, only on lap 37 to 200. For note for the viewers at home, if they are curious, the Cup Series went 12 cautions, had 12 cautions throughout the whole race here. We are on 6. I was going to say it was 6. I was trying to make sure. Thank you for the race summary. One time, it did not pop up right away, and I almost forgot. 163 laps to go, 6 cautions, 19 caution laps, 4 lead changes at the moment. So, again, hopefully they can smooth this up here and keep this going in the right direction, as obviously as the viewers and the commentators and even the drivers want clean flag action here. We definitely want to see that happen. Yeah, that's interesting to note. As Sticks brings up a good point here, as I was looking at something else on the off screen here, checking the numbers and timing. Oberstadt's cutting up the engine here, and presumably some of the other top cars are, well, saving fuel. They want to try to extend this as long as they can. Obviously, with these caution laps here, on caution laps, it's allowing the ability for these drivers to kind of extend the stint longer and longer and longer. And Mongold is not, though, so it's a bit of a differing strategy here. So some trying to go longer. Others, as Austin Mongold, remember, came in earlier than Patrick Oberstadt. He's been in a couple times, so he doesn't need to save as much as some other drivers. So different strategies for the ones that stayed out longer. This is the optimal strategy. For the others, have a little more fuel to spare, not doing that in that regard. So as fuel will get bunched up here as we get the one to go here. It's going to be Jonathan Adams, Patrick Oberstadt in row 1, Nathan Estep and Austin Mongold in row 2, Sharp and Stefan Oberstadt in row 3, Bobby Blauer is back up to 7th here, along with Angel Santiago in 8th, Alfred Denny and Casey Ellis make up the top 10 here. There were a lot of good trucks we saw running up in the front, having damage or suffering damage at some point, and some even being lapped down. Bobby Blauer is being back up there in 7th, with the rest of the field kind of taking this opportunity to run with it and take advantage of the clean track. So pace car going to pull off here. It's going to be on Adams' control again.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. And away we go again. John Adams gets well clear there for first position. A couple trucks beginning to fan out here. There's Stefan Oberstadt with a bit of a blink. Yeah, Stefan Oberstadt with a bit of a blink there in second. Luckily, it doesn't seem to be that bad of a blink that's going to affect much here. Hang on the P2 right there. You can see John Adams will lead this lap. You can see some drivers already getting a bit racy there. A little further back there, you can see Angel Santiago trying to hang on that low side there. Make something happen. There's Nathan Estep weapon riding around the high side there. Speaking of Angel Santiago, in that Pepsi Mango machine. Gonna file suit. Oh, truck Sharp around, coming up the surface. She saves it quite nicely there. Big save, looked like it could have been a caution 7, but luckily, avoidance there is safe, and that is going to keep this thing clean at the moment there, but it is gonna stack up Sharp with a bunch of other drivers here, so hopefully, just keep pointing. Look how racy they are in that little pack there as well, right around 19th to 20th. Again, taking no prisoners here, trying to find a line upwards here. That's a 37 truck right now we're currently watching here. Now we'll cut on with 39, Greg Pillar, currently in 18th. It's Broberg and Pillar fighting here. Pillar will get ahead, and there is Pacey Wygen, one of the few drivers to lead a lap here tonight. But I'll have to cut back here with a race for the lead here between Adams and Estep, and we also have Mongol just getting the wall there. So a lot of chaos up here up front. Obviously, in the back, it seems like there's a lot of chaos. In the front, you can see Mongold falling back there because it's 2 abreast here for the lead, as Adams will hang on at the moment and will clear the line with E-Step in second, Patrick and Stefan Oberstadt in the next 2 rows here. Looks like the brothers may be able to duel it under the North Carolina sun here, but E-Step not going away, hanging it on that low line. See again if Adams can keep his foot on that high side, clear it out there. E-Step gets the good run on the low side, should have a chance here to lead this lap, but that high side's going to prevail, and Adams is going to lead another one. So E-Step going to try to carve away on that low side, make Adams burn his stuff up on that higher line, and then see how it all duels out here. A good perspective here is watch this battle. You can also see the battle for third there raging on between the 2 Oberstadt brothers. They're side by side. Again, Adams taking that old Atlanta line, riding that high side. Will stay clear again. Can't fully clear it. Now will officially clear E-Step. Now E-Step will have to rework the drawing board and try to go around here. Looks like an incident happened a little bit further back here, hearing for the radio conference. I think something happened with Casey Ellis. Caution was not called for it, though. They've also involved a few other drivers, but luckily, Iris did not throw a caution. Well, maybe unlucky for the ones that are involved, but lucky in the sense we do not see another caution here. We stay green at the moment. Now, with at least a good amount of green flag laps so far in the book here, drivers are beginning to kind of get spaced out here, respecting their neighbor, if you will. But E-Step not going away here. You see Bobby Blowers there, caught up to that little pack there. Angel Santiago there as well, there in 6th, getting around Austin Mongol. Mongol has tapped the wall the past couple times here, and is beginning to fall back here. He's been struggling a bit here, the 38 truck. But here, Bobby Blowers actually making a move here on the Oberstadt brothers here, just 1 position up. Bobby Blowers there, you can see, has again, fast truck led a good chunk of these laps here. Currently in 5th position. Oh, gonna make a move here. Gonna try to make it a 2-for-1 special. Got one of the brothers in the 88 truck. Now gonna try to get Patrick here as well. Not gonna be as smooth here, as that inside line's not ideal for overtaking. Still there though, almost runs into him. Great camera work here to show just how close they're getting. He's basically aggressively side drafting that 8 truck to try to stay ahead. And now he will successfully get it. So Bobby Blowers, great determination there. Ends up getting 2 spots, but I think Stefan's going to try to challenge, but we have a caution, so we'll have to put a mute point on that. You can see who exactly that was. I'm not seeing anyone on the SDK line popping up here. Looks like Lilac Sear. I'm hearing McBride talking about something. It looks like it may have been... It looks like Iverson may have... Oh, well, that may explain it right there. Mark Parks, first head mark, that's Michael Saccone and Zach McBride involved here. See exactly what happened. Did Saccone get cleared by McBride? So obviously McBride in that white and green truck there. Saccone riding on board here right now. McBride gets a great launch, tries to come clear in the Navita machine, and ends up getting stuck on him and ends up bringing out the caution in question here on, that was lap 50. We're now on 51. Luckily, though, they did get stuck off each other, so a bit of a interesting call by Iverson to throw it, but considering the fact there were 2 trucks stopped on the high side of the track, they deemed that a necessary caution, and that will be our 7th caution of the night. A lot of trucks here electing to come in here. Most of the lead pack coming in. Adams, E-Step, Blowers, both Oberstadts, Santiago, Mongold, Sharp, Denny, Smeal, Clavitt, Posnensky, Jones, Pillar, Roberg, and Saccone, just to name a few that all elected to come in here. Almost have to go with the wide shot here just to show them all. They all elect to come in here. That is going to hand the lead over. I know some in the chat's going to be quite happy to hear this. Callie Height will take the lead with Pacey Wygen in 2nd, Ruby Estes in 3rd, Emily Frazier in 4th, Dave Pugh in 5th, and Selena Thompson in 6th. The only 6 trucks electing to stay out. Now, obviously, the next question is going to be, will anyone try to come here on the 2nd time around, or are they going to stay out here for strategy purposes? I would assume most of them are staying out, as Callie Height will now lead her first lap here tonight, so we can put her in the lead change category as well. And speaking of lead changes, I think Strix was reading my mind there. Nice little segue into the race summary. 1/4 of the race done here so far tonight. 149 laps to go. 7 cautions in the book for 23 caution laps and 5 lead changes at the moment. So we'll get a nice little onboard shot here riding on the side of Callie Height here. Basically, she's got a selfie stick out the window, you could say, as we'll ride on board here with her going around here, pacing around the track. I guess while they get organized here, we'll get the 2 to go, 1 to go next time by. We'd like to thank anyone tuning in here for joining us on this Tuesday evening for the HTL Hammer Down Truck Series here at Rockingham. If you like what you see, you can always come back every Tuesday for the next couple weeks here as we provide great Truck Series action here for the HTL Truck Series. And if you also like the Cups, like Next Gen Racing, on Mondays, the HTL Cup Series will be running as well. So thanks for stopping by, and hope we can see you again here, and hope you stay for the end of this race. But anyway, though, nice little wide shot here as the field will get nice and bunched up here, presumably to get the 1 to go here. Not mistaken, obviously. I've been wrong before, but looking at overlays, I believe we should get the 1 to go, and we are getting the 1 to go as the field will get bunched up here. So it's going to be Height and Wygant, row number 1, Ruby Estes and Lily Frazier, row 2, Selena Thompson and David Pugh in row number 3, Jonathan Adams and Stefan Oberstadt in row 4, Patrick Oberstadt and Angel Santiago in row 5. Remember, the top 6 have not made a pit stop under that last caution. Some of them last coming in lap 33, some going sooner. They are gambling, taking the same gamble we saw Estep, Adams, Oberstadt, both Oberstadt, Santiago, and Roberg take, and electing, well, not Roberg, but the other ones, because Roberg was farther back, and electing to go for track position here and see if they can make something happen. And more cautions occur, can maybe get into their next window safely by saving. So ride on board here with Callie Height. She will take us to the restart here. Pace car going to take the lonesome road down the pit lane.
Green flag.
Green flag is out, and away we go. All right, restart by Callie there, but just as good a restart on the outside by Pacey. We'll see who can lead off here coming out of 2. Hill side by side. Callie tried to come up there, did not have the clear. And she gets a little loose, but she'll keep pointing in the right direction, the most important. And she'll fall down the second. And now Lily Frazier on that high side, going to try to jump in there, make a third. She'll take the lane. Cannot successfully do that, though. And she'll stay in third, but now going to try the over-under and take the inside. But Callie going to get on her comfortable line on that high side and see if she can make something happen here. Looking over now, riding still on board here with Callie Height. On Callie Height, I should say. As you can see that inside line getting the momentum, but it's a bit tricky to make an overtake down there unless you can really got a speed advantage, or you can really hope the outside line makes a mistake. But see it's there. Callie drives off. The only risk is that keeping on that high side for too long, you're going to burn your stuff up, and you're going to put yourself in a bad spot. As you can see, the 00 electing to come low here. Almost just saw Ruby Estes sliding the wall and almost takes someone out there. She luckily jumps the low, and now under pressure here from the 8 truck of Patrick Oberstadt. And this is Lily Frazier kind of getting a bad spot there off the corner. 2 cars going to get around here. Now she's getting the fall back just a tiny bit. And so now she is going to fall back to 5th position here. So just in the span of a corner, a bad inside corner there, clipping the apron, she'll fall back to 5th. Now luckily we'll keep Stefan Oberstadt as bay, and we'll keep 5th position at the moment. We'll ride aboard here with the 9 truck just to show you how chaotic behind the scenes it is. So Ruby Estes here, right there to see Ellis Pelletier Shop, Selena Thompson, Angel Santiago, Bobby Blaros. And now we'll cut ahead here and show you the positions ahead. This is 7th on up here. We're watching Sharp there on the outside. You can see about the shadow. Frazier kind of stopped the line. Now Ruby Estes is going to try to make the move here, but luckily we'll back it down here, not wanting to take out the 71, but just a bit of a checkup there. Allowed Sharp to end up making 2 spots there. So just hitting lap 60 here. Wygant's been able to open it up to about a 2nd gap right now. He is flying at the moment. And you can see that as his field gets a little spaced out here for the first couple positions, there's still all the race for there, about 5th on back. Speaking of Sharp, she is carving away from the field. But we'll ride up here with Jonathan Adams, currently in 2nd position, just to show you how big of a 2nd gap is around here. Now just under a 2nd. That's that dot right up there is Pacey Wygant, but he's beginning to fall now that Adams got a bit of a clean track here to work with. and the tire advantage over that 00, that gap should continue to fall as the run goes on.
The yellow flag is
And we
out.
have a caution. Looks like the 37. Oh, big fall. Angel Santiago. Bobby Flowers on the brakes there. Seeing Poznanski, Pillar also involved. Multiple trucks involved. We'll have to take a look to see exactly what occurred here. But usually does not lie in these situations. See the wounded truck there on the inside of Lily Frazier. So she was involved. So we're looking around 6-7 position where this may have occurred. There's Poznanski. So keep an eye on that bright green truck. It's relatively okay. Callie gets a little loose there. She'll try to save it. And she ends up clipping the 71, sending her up the race surface right into Selena Thompson, and ends up making a bit of a situation there. And a lot of trucks, again, nowhere to go, and end up causing the incident there. So we'll take another look here a little bit further back. You just see Callie clips the wall and ends up just getting the truck out there. And then Lily Frazier just happened to be there. And Callie Height was trying to save it. And obviously, Callie Height gets away with it. But for a lot of other trucks, not so lucky. Well, obviously, Callie, again, second kind of incident she's been involved in. Maybe not making the most friends out there at the moment. We'll see how it all plays. So here on lap 63 here, obviously again the Selena Thompson nap time challenge. See if anyone elects to come in. Obviously some of the cars obviously were involved in the incident are going to elect to come down here, fix up their trucks. Again, we'll take a quick look at the summary of the race here. 138 laps to go, 8 cautions on the night, 26 caution laps, 7 lead changes. See, actually, the Wygen elected to come in here, so Adams will inherit the lead. How many other trucks in that top line will, not top line, but top pack, will come in and follow suit. So anyway, though, Six was relaying some information to my ear there. Can't fully disagree with what you were saying. There's some good analytic data there at the very least. So Adams, Stefan Overstep, Nathan Estep, Patrick Overstep, and a few others. Oh, trust me, I am well aware. Same thing I did with Christina last night. She was relaying information and was just kind of saying that you were saying, and I was just relaying to provide some good information there. So anyway, though, getting back on topic there, obviously breaking a bit of the fourth wall there. So actually, we'll do a quick update here. Adams, Oberstadt, E-Step, Stefan Oberstadt, Alyssa Peltier, Sharp, top 5 here. Handful of good trucks, looking to see who is currently in. A few more trucks will come in here at the moment. But obviously, been a bit of a poor night as we're looking to see who's still running and who is not at the moment. Looking at my counter right now, looking at the lap we're on, we have 23 trucks still on the lead lap. Actually, Caleb Carter will come around and put 24 trucks on the lead lap. Lily Frazier, Michael Saccone, Casey Ellis, all one down at the moment, with Pendel, Eichler, Hagen, Thompson, Zier, and Rayo all out of this race. So still any chance to play for here with the top 24 trucks, and if we get any more cautions, obviously we can see Frazier, Saccone, and Ellis all one down. Well, Frazier and Saccone are one down. Casey Ellis is multiple down. But the rate we're going could be a situation where Ellis could also get back on the lead up as well. So Adams will take us to the flag here. We'll ride on board here with him again. Nice on the inside line here. Got three Mossy trucks in the top 4 here, the Mossy Oak ones. Pace car going to pull off. Green flag is out, and away we go. And the A truck does not get the launch there he needs, and he'll be under pressure from E-Step going into 1. Field begins to fan out here. You can see Alyssa Peltier Sharp. She had a fast run there under the last stint. She was able to kind of carve up positions, and she's still continuing on that momentum ways here. She's Parker's currently in 5th position, gonna ride the high line here, try to get a run on Stefan Oberstadt here. Now she's gonna go low, try the switchback maneuver, try to go low here. Riding on board with the 31 truck. Molly Bowers is also following in the distance here. Sharp will slide back up, and we'll have to keep 5th position for now. He'll have to try to regroup and get back on that horse. You see right there for 7, Callie Height under pressure there from Dean Clavitt. They're side by side, and also the battle for 9th with Estes and Smeal. The wounded truck pulling off there. That's Paws Nensky going to get out of the way there. That orange truck on the apron. One down, and Al Fishy at the moment does not want to take one out, and will respectfully pull the low side. Speaking of the battle we're watching at the moment, Estes, Height, and Smeal just outside 8th, 9th, and 10th respectively, with Austin Mongol there at 11th, trying to find a lane to go around. He'll go to the low side here, see if he can get a run following the 9. Actually going to try, almost take a 3 wide there. Luckily, we'll back out of it. Ruby getting the good run here. Obviously, that truck a little bit scarred from the war on the track. As you can see, the bumper a bit caved in. The Toyota is, and Callie going to get the run on the high side. Get it done, and actually a little bit slow off exit. Hits the wall there. Caused problems before, but luckily she'll keep it pointed straight. And now David Pugh going to attack here as well. So 2 spots lost there at the moment. You got Pugh, and then YG, you can see basically pushing the 60 clear. Does not want to stay here and find a route. Usually being in the pack has led to damage and danger. So again, YG going to be a little bit on the aggressive side, try to avoid it. Now going to be on the inside of Pugh. There you can see the 46 truck on the low side as well. Going to get around Callie Height, along with the 48 truck of Byron Jones. So trucks beginning to quickly get around Callie, as Callie's been kind of struggling on that high side at the moment. She's been really struggling out of 2, and it's been killing her momentum throughout the rest of the lap here. She's now right on board here with the Mango Pepsi 23 of Angel Santiago. So follow Callie's tracks here. Also open the door for Parker's there to split in and almost make it 3 wide. It actually was 3 wide as fenders there were the situation. Parker's, again, not wanting to sit around and find out, not let the drivers get ahead here. Santiago going to split the high side here. Not the ideal situation if Callie comes up. Luckily, Callie will hold her line. And again, she's going to lose 2 spots, but she's going to clip Parker's. Parker's keeps it straight, though. Keeps it pointing in the right direction. Now Callie will slot back in. Callie is gone from about top 10 down to 18th in just a matter of laps here. She may have to try to change her line if she wants to get back up here, because the high side's not doing it for her. Now, stay on board here with Angel Santiago. Going to get clear at Parker, so Santiago is going to keep his spot right now at the moment, which is around, finding it on the map here, 15th. So up here, okay, Pugh involved, and that's going to be another caution here. Pugh, Santiago, this is about 10th, 11th. Big air for the 46 truck, as he basically got lifted in the air here. Almost a parts graveyard here. Santiago, McBride, Smeal, Pugh, Gonzalez, all involved. It's another caution, and again, kind of similar to what we saw with the previous cautions. One truck just kind of gets a little loose off the corner of the exit to collide, and it basically makes a track blocker. Speaking of the 60, the Pugh is going to come in here, going to take, not mandatory service, but going to come on a closed pit lane. That truck's a bit too wounded to play it around. There's Alfred Denny, also involved here, going to check up. So you have all cars weaving in and out of pit lane here, deciding whether or not the pits. We just cut in to the pit cycle there. You can see Bobby Blowers electing to come in. He'll be joined by Estes, Parkers, Denny, Ode, Santiago, Roberg, Gonzalez, Carter. We're going to take another look at this incident here. You see the one car taking the lap back, but we'll bring that up in a second here. So right here we're watching Smeal under battle here with Pugh, and Pugh hits the wall, comes down, hooks Smeal, and again, a bit of a track blocker situation. Multiple trucks able to avoid, but someone did not lift there and got Pugh a ton of air there. Basically foot to the floor there. And Pugh took some air. It was a silver truck, but couldn't make out who it was. So right on board here with Smeal will give us a good perspective here. And coming up, Pugh hits the wall, and it just gets loose, hooks it forward. At this point, you think Smeal is going to be okay here, and then smacked by Denny and lifted by Callie Height. That was Callie Height who didn't lift there. Went flying straight through the corner there. made a bad situation worse. Honestly, I kind of like to see from Callie's perspective here, too. So you can see smoke in the air, smoke in the ground. She tries to lift, and right there Smeal was, and she got lucky. The game didn't trigger. Yeah, kick flicked him. Almost like she was a skate deck, if you will. She was doing the finger moves. Yeah, just did a little tack decks. Styx brings it up in my ear. That was a tack deck, not a skate deck. But yeah, luckily she... Yeah. Regardless, though, again, she's lucky not to get any damage there as the Iverson god smiled on her, and she will get minimal to if no damage. But Smeal, not as lucky. So here on lap 77, Adams still has to lead the moment. Estep was reeling in Adams, but did not have a chance at an attack before the caution obviously came out there and triggered the 10th caution of the night. Oh, looking at the chat here, actually, Kelly in the chat here, I just popped over, and she provides some great commentary here at the very least. She was invisible in the middle of DCing. That's why she didn't slow down and try and reconnect. So IPS got, so that's why she didn't lift there. So apologies came off as a bit insensitive there. Obviously, Internet gods did not smile down hard in that situation. So to clear up the air, that's why she didn't lift. Obviously, she had no clue anything was happening as she was DCing. And so she actually kind of got lucky with the de-seating there because she could have easily got ran over, so it ended up working out. So anyway, though, stuck at a rock and a hard place in the chat here. Can never win. Anyway, though, Field getting bunched up here. That's why you should watch these streams live on Twitch, get the full chat experience. Or check the replay on Twitch. Nice segue. So anyway, Adams, E-Step in row number 1, Patrick Oberstadt and Ellis Pelty Sharp in row 2, Clavitt and Stefan Oberstadt in row 3, Mongold and Wygent row 4, Byron Jones and Greg Pittler in row 5. That will be the first 10 rows here. Right on board here with Jonathan Adams again. He's brought us a great check of these restarts so far. He's had the past couple. You should still have this nailed down. Green flag is out, and another great launch by Jonathan Adams, and a good launch by the end as well. Good little communication there. As a little bit of teamwork goes a long way as both trucks will get ahead here. Now Nathan Estep and Sharp will slot in, so the first 5 trucks will line up, but for 6th, getting quite racy. And we have another caution here, quick one here. You can see the puff of smoke there. Looks like it's the 44 of Caleb Carter who was involved there. Looks like it may have been a self-spin situation. Oh, well, maybe not. Looks like that was Smeal or Zier. Looking to see, can't see the number from here. Both have red and white trucks. That is Smeal that was involved in the situation. So we'll see here's Smeal on the inside, comes up just a little bit, clips Carter. Carter gets loose. Carter gets a little tap there from Frazier. Luckily, again, doesn't hit much else there. Maybe iRacing shouldn't have called that a caution, but the iRacing gods give and take away. They deem that a caution. So here on lap 80, a little summary here. We're on caution number 10. 2 away from tying what the Cup Series did last night over 200 laps. 121 laps to go, 33 caution laps, 7 lead changes. That's the book. So again, worth also noting as well, some of these drivers did double duty. So right now, looking at the list here of some of the drivers that could do the full 400 laps, or 400 miles of Rockingham. Stefan Oberstadt still in the situation. Saccone will get a lap back here as well. Stefan Oberstadt did the full distance, if I'm not mistaken. Pacey Wygent was racing the race there as well last night. So 2 of those drivers. Austin Mongold couldn't make the field, sadly, but doing good right now in 9th position. So in this top 10, Nathan Estep finished the race, so he could be on pace to do the 400 miles as well. So a handful of drivers likely to try to do 400 laps here. Others ones like Breo and Hagen have come crashing down before they even started. So a few drivers on pit lane. Roberg, Parkhurst, Gonzalez, and Pugh all in. Obviously, Pugh with a long damage clock. That is basically almost terminal for the 60, but trying to maybe get out there and get some extra points if we see some more DNFs. Currently, right now, only 2 down. So again, if you can get that truck quickly fixed and kind of putt around, could take advantage if more chaos occurs. Euro trucks likely to come in along with Saccone. Parker's, Fraser, Spiel, and Posnensky in again. All in. So as they pit in, we'll do a quick little update here. Obviously saw the race summary, but we'll tell you who's on the lead lap and who's not at the moment. At the moment, we're on lap 81, so we have 21 trucks on the lead lap. Actually, Louis Fraser should make that 22. So we have 22 trucks on the lead lap. Spiel, one of the first ones, one down, along with Posnensky and Kelly Height, Pugh, Ellis, still all running. So we have 27 still trucks still running, 22 on the lead lap. So Louis Fraser does get out of the pit box soon. It will be 21. We'll see how that all plays. So still a lot of drivers still contending here for a win. They can still change at a drop of a hat at a moment's notice. So the field should get bunched up this time by as the lap truck has gotten their lap back. Pit stops have occurred. We should see the field get bunched up here. Jonathan Adams going to take the low side. Patrick Oberstadt going to take the high side. That will be row number 1 with E-Step, Sharp, row 2, Stefan Oberstadt, Pacey Wygent, row 3, Clavitt, Jones, row 4, Mongold, McBride, row 5, with Santiago, Estes, Pillar, Blowers, Denny, top 15. And just for fun, let's just run the other 5 down. Denny, Carter, O'Day, Roberg, Parkers, top 19 with Richard Gonzalez currently sitting in 20th on pit lane, coming in for another quick splash and dash. So anyway, it's going to be again on Adams' control. Adams and Patrick Oberstadt lead us here. Adams will obviously have control. Again, if you've been here for at least the past 20 minutes, you've gotten used to this restart camera on Jonathan Adams. He's tried some great restarts, and it looks like he'll try to do it again here. Pace car in, green flag out, and away we go. Another good launch by Adams. Oberstadt, relatively okay timed as well, but E-Step going to challenge there going into 1. See a little bit of a battle there between Byron Jones and Stefan Oberstadt side by side. Jones going to end up winning out there. You can see other trucks beginning to file through. We'll cut a little bit back here. Angel Santiago and Bobby Blowers. Remember, Bobby Blowers, one of the 8 leaders we've seen so far here today. Got a fast 34 truck. Going to try to carve through the field again here to make something happen. Let's go happen. You see how racy they are for second, third, actually, I'd say right there. Is E-Step under pressure from Wygent. Speaking of Wygent there, actually, it's Byron Jones we're on right now. Yeah, Jones, because it's a 40 out in the hood. He'll give us good perspective to see what's up front here. As you see the 31, and then you got the 88 and the 40 under battle here. And look at his teammate right there taking the low side. A little bit hard to see. But you can see right there that white bumper going into 1, trying to take the lead of this race. Thank you for the zoom in of the enhanced there, 6. As you can see right there, the 00 Pacey going to try to take the lead here. Not going to get the run off the 2 here. Now going to be under challenge here for the 8. The 8 of Patrick Oberstadt. But Oberstadt not going to hang tough here. And Wygent going to try to bully and box his way up here. Still side by side, lap led by Adams by a hair. But Wygent is coming. Wygent may get a good run on the low side here. Looking to try to clear, leaves the space though. Oh, we have the 40 around the back there. E-Step got hooked. And in the wall hard. You saw the truck right there. You still see him stationary right there. Again, but how hard he hit that into the wall. I thought that hood would be more torn. So we can get a replay of it, but big lick at the very least. So as Stix pulls that up and I take a quick sip of water, we'll see exactly what happens. But anyway, you can see the 40 truck here, Sharp on the high side, Byron in the middle there. And, oh, bad bump there. 48 get the bump to the 40, and the 40 got sent to the 31, got the 40 loose, and ends up hitting the inside wall. Luckily, not hard enough to really cause major damage. So that 40 truck should continue on here. Looks like we had another near miss as well. We'll focus on the 38 of Austin Mongold. He's going to avoid this one a bit chaotically. Hits the wall there, bounces off, and another tap there. To a double bonk, if you will, as he keeps it pointed in the right direction, though, and survives another chaotic moment here. Obviously, see E-Step after the damage he's sustained. He's coming in, along with Awesome Mongol, the car we were just watching in. Most of the top runners in as well, as you can see on the timing and scoring board. Other worth noting drivers in there, obviously Jonathan Adams, Patrick Oversat, Stefan Oversat, Alyssa Pelletier Sharp, all in. And that's going to hand the top 2 spots of the race over to the teammates of Pacey Wygent and Byron Jones. He'll take 1-2 at the moment with Rubiestis and Angel Santiago there. So another race summary, as obviously cautions bring race summaries. So lap 88 of 200, laps to go 112, 11 cautions for 37 laps, and 8 lead changes. I will also let the viewers at home know if they are still watching or enjoying the broadcast. As someone was asking in the chat, a bit of a summary update here. There is your summary for you at home. The series does run on 3 green white checkered, so if we do end up getting lap 200, they have a max of 3 attempts to bring this race home. Might as well let you guys, let the viewers at home, guys, gals, whoever is watching at home, non-binaries, if you will. Anyway, lap 900, about to be at lap 100 here, and we'll be at halfway shortly here. So field should get bunched up next time by. Get the 1 to go sign out the hands. Not out the hands. Oh my, it's getting late here on the East Coast, but still chugging along here. Pace car driver will give the 1 to go signal here. This time by, we'll be ready to go on lap 92. Anyways, field will get bunched up here. So get the 1 to go. It's going to be Adams and... Actually, not Adams. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong camera. Pacey Wygent and Byron Jones in the front row, with Estes and Santiago in row 2, Roberg and Flowers row 3, Denny and Parkhurst row 4, and Pillar and Carter row 5. So anyways, the pace car is going to pull off here. Be on the double zeros control here. Green flag is out. And away we go. Teammates time that perfectively here. Not going to obviously fight each other here. And Jones is going to slot nicely down on the bottom here. And Wygent leading off lean the 2 here. Oh, truck there getting very loose there. Trying to save it. Looks like it was the 31 as Sharp. She will save it. Luck will not trigger a caution here. We stayed green, but time lost for 31 is going to be huge. Looks like Roberg having an incident as well, falling down the order quite quickly here. Pump the smoke. He's in the grass, actually. So Roberg going to fall down the... Yeah, there's Roberg. And that actually will trigger a caution. Actually, it wasn't even for him. It was for Ode had an incident along with Saccone. That's actually what's going to trigger the caution, not what happened to Roberg. That will be our 12th caution tonight, tying what the Cup Series did last night. Is see one truck taking the escape road there, the old pit lane, if you will. See them getting up the speed here. We'll to see what happened here. Looks like we won't have the best replay here, as it didn't get picked up in the SDK logs, and not even for me as well. So we'll kind of have to rewind it manually here just to see what happened maybe to Roberg. It looks like he came up. Santiago was there. Just like 2 dogs fighting over a piece of meat. Only 1 survived. And yep, it was Roberg who went around, as you see the puff of smoke from Santiago hit. Almost like he's about to enter the victory lane there. But still has to wait another 106 laps for that to happen. Now we'll see If you can see what happens to Cone or Ode, say was the two involved here. That's Ode in that black and teal machine right there on the high side. Cone came up right where Ode was. Big lick on the inside wall, so... Yep, so Cone hits it, and Ode kind of nowhere to go as well, and that will be what actually triggered the caution, not what happened to Roberg. And you can see actually looking as well. So we'll see exactly why it may have happened. Did he miss the corner? Did he overcook it? We'll do a nice slow by so you can see. Was he trying to clear? You think he was clear? Comes up, maybe a bit of net code there, hooks him. Bit too fast in the corner as well. Maybe a bit of net code. Regardless, that basically caused the 19 to mount the safer barrier there for a half a second. And yeah, you can see two good trucks there involved in that incident. See how it plays out. So anyway, though, on lap 95, coming close to the halfway point, 19 trucks running at the moment. Lily Frazier got her lap back, so now she is on the lead lap along with Zach McBride and John Smeal. So we'll take a quick look at the race summary here. Well, where I'll just kind of fill in the information real quick. Yeah. Laps to go, 105, cautions 12, caution laps 42, lead changes 8, lap 95 to 200. Like I said before, cautions breed race summaries, and race summaries help keep the viewers informed. Anyway, though, we should be going green. Not this time by or next time by. We should be going green on 98. Anyway, as it's still on, the pace car for the truck's going to come down here and top off. Still going to be Pacey Wygen, Byron Show, but Byron Jones and Pacey Wygen show up front here at the moment. You can see a few of the trucks escaping the pit lane. So as the pace car is going to pull off here, going to be on the double zeros control. Wyden, Jones, Estes, and Santiago, first two throws here, and another good launch here by the teammates. Make sure no one gets a good launch there. And it looks like Wyden's going to clear into one, Jones going to slot down. Looks the other rest of this field can slot it. See Santiago going to try to clips the wall there, almost a reversal fortune we saw with him and Roberg earlier. Luckily, though, does not end up hitting Estes. So Estes will keep going the right direction, but Estes will get third in the process. Santiago will not be able to take fourth back. The trucks begin to fan out and try to find their runs. You can see getting a bit racy just behind Alfred Denny. Seventh on back there. You can see still 2 by 2. Fighting for position. That's what was that Clavet. You can see right there in that wide shot there. That two trucks fighting there. Adams and Flowers also have a little battle as well. You can see the far shot there. Perfect. How it's battling up a little bit back. But the top half of this field, first 5 spots, all pretty much relatively single file here. As you can see, the 8 of Patrick Oberstadt trying to make a move here on the inside of Clavet. Can't get the run he needs, though, but still side by side, going to try to chip away at it. Clavitt obviously got an out for Denny kind of in front of him, not going to really allow him to get the run off the corner. He needs almost touched there. 8 still trying to keep it safe. Cannot. He'll spin, hit the inside wall, come back up, and that will be our 13th caution just as we get past halfway. Everyone else will luckily avoid him, but it almost feels like kind of a similar incident we've seen the past couple times here with a few different drivers. I take a sip of water here. Luckily, I still got some left here. Laps to go, 99, cautions 13, caution laps 44, lead changes 8, lap 101, 200. I think the over-under of getting 26 cautions here, I like to think as the field gets a little bit less crowded, I think we'll see them happen less. Maybe call me the optimist, but we have hit the more cautions in the Cup Series race happened last night, over 200 laps, so keep that in the back of mind. So bunch of trucks coming in here. Pacey Wygent, Byron Jones, Ruby Estes, Angel Santiago, Alfred Denny, Bobby Blowers, Nathan Eastap, Willie Frazier, Greg Pillar, McBride, Ode, Gonzalez, and Patrick Oberstadt all in. The one Oberstadt comes in, the other one stays out, obviously because the one that was come in had damage from the caution. Mark Parkhurst currently leads the race. He inherits the lead by staying out. He will lead a lap under caution here. So that 42 truck has been around the block at least a little bit. Look at how weird it is on the sides and the front. However, he leads a lap here at the very least. Get that confidence boost. Hopefully, with the clean air, he'll make that happen. So we'll have a replay here of the incident in question. Obviously, we got a great onboard shot of what happened, but we'll see exactly what happened from the far side. Comes up, trying to avoid the 56, and actually ends up losing on his own control there. So tries not to end up taking the 56 out, or bodying the 56 to make something worse, but not keep it saved. Yeah, Ode there going low to avoid it, among others. Yeah, keep it clean. Well, we didn't keep it clean because it caused the caution, but we're here at the very least. I think you can tell that the source of my brain is running out of words, but we'll soldier on. So Parkhurst, Clavitt, top two here. We'll see him get bunched up next time by. Wygent, who elected to come under that caution, will be the first one off the pit lane. He is currently in 9th position. So just a little update on the track conditions, as it has been a long race so far, hour and 15 minutes. Still 77 degrees Fahrenheit, humidity of 1, wind north at 2 miles an hour. Actually, 1 hour and 19 has been the race time so far. Obviously, we saw last night, too, in the Cup Series, this track does not have lights, so there is a risk if the sun gets the set. Obviously, it doesn't look like with the time setting at 2, and the time shouldn't have the sun set. However, there is a risk if we go later and longer, could see a problem with the lighting become an issue with this track not having lights. But we'll have to keep that in mind at the very least. So field will get bunched up here. Parker's going to take the bottom. Clavitt going to take our points hitter. Clavitt going to take the high side. That'll be the first two with Adams and Stefan Oberstadt, Austin Mongold and Martin Roberg, Sharp and Carter, Wygent and Estes, your first 10. 20 trucks still running at the moment. 20 trucks on the lead lap. Smeal, the first one off in 21st. Posnetsky still running along with Kelly Height, Casey Ellis, and is running as well. Patrick Oberstadt still got major damage on pit lanes. We have, doing the math here correctly, 3 cars still running on the 21, so that's 24 cars still running with Oberstadt, Saccone, and Pugh still on the pit lane, seeing if maybe they will rejoin this race with the instructions fits. So anyway, Case car going to pull on in. Going to be on Parker's control.
Green flag,
Green flag is out. Good launch by the UPS truck, and away we go. It's a bit racier. Top 5 all pretty much stationed out here at the moment. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all pretty much single file here. Roberg, though, looking to make a move here on Stefan Oberstadt. You see Clavitt going to go low here, got a little loose off the corner exit. It's going to allow Jonathan Adams to try to rip and ride on the high side. So ripping and riding on the low side here, getting a good run off exit here. Gonna come up and trying to clear himself there. Mongol also hit the wall too, but luckily neither car ends up taking anything out here. We stay green. Clavitt though, obviously Adams is basically gonna say, hey, you can clear yourself now, but don't do that again. As we hit 109 here. Parker still leads the way. Adams now gonna be a little aggressive in on the send in. Now knowing that if you're gonna race me like that, I'm gonna race you like that. We'll see if Adams tries to clear here. Cannot get the runoff. Actually gets a little loose. Gonna allow Oberstadt to come on in and charge on the outside here. 3 wide. Look at that. Oh, as we're gonna see a spin up the front here. You can see that Stefan Oberstadt get loose. Still 3 wide though, by the way. Oh, that's not using the chaos. Byron Jones coming up. He'll skip it. He won't keep it pointing in the right direction. That smelled disaster, that smelled misery and pain, and yet somehow all 3 trucks bring it home without wrecking it around. Now Alfredetti is going to be under pressure here from Byron Jones. Jones is going to try to hang on the inside here. Back up a little bit further to the front here. Dean Clavitt's got it real whipped in here. And remember, Stefan Oberstadt got loose off corner 4 there. He's got it back up in 3rd place and is trying to charge for 2nd here. Ooh, we see something here. You can see right there, Clavitt goes a little up the road. That's going to allow Oberstadt a chance to charge in here. Oberstadt on the corner panel, going to have a chance here to charge inward. Still can't fully get the run off, though, and that's going to allow Wygant with the fresher tires here. Remember, about a lap. Math trying to quickly fail me, but regardless, we'll have to focus on the race here and set a little under 20 laps, I was going to say, on the tire advantage here. You can see that's how Wygant's car flew through. Riding on with Clavitt. Currently, right now, in 2nd position. Probably going to fall down to 3rd here. As Wygant's running on the inside. And Wygant's trying to get clear. Still side by side. Clavitt not going away here. Look at that little tire advantage there. It's going to help Wygant. Wygant almost clear there. Cannot get fully clear as we're coming to 114. Parker's still leading the way. Clavitt and Wygant fighting hard for 2nd here with Oberstadt and Roberg in the wings. And again, trying to get clear here. The inside line's not the most convenient line for overtaking. You really have to get the run off in the corner perfectly to make it work. Parker's going to come low and cover it off. Clavitt going to get the run off the outside. Still side by side for the past couple laps here. Neither driver giving an inch. And now finally Wygant will get clear. Can Clavitt answer back here? Mongol in the distance hits the wall. Luckily, again, no one involved. Hit that wall a lot here, but now the battle for the lead rages on. Wygant going to try to charge. There's Mongol, by the way, I was talking about here. You can see falling back a couple spots because of the damage, but there's a battle for the lead as Parkhurst and Wygant fighting hard here. Wygant trying to make the lead here with the fresh tires, and he will get it. So put that 00 back up to the lead. Now Parkhurst, who took the strategy to get the clean air on the worst tires in the top 5, gonna have to try to hang on here and see if he can make something happen here, as he's still currently in 2nd, but he's got a hungry 56.88 occupying his mirrors. And by the way, he can still even chase down the 00 if the 00 makes a mistake, but that tire advantage is going to definitely play out here as this run goes on. Look at that on the inside, the 37 of Roberg trying to make a move there. Bobby Blowers has also joined the show, by the way. Bobby Blowers also on that 102 strategy along with Ruby Estes. You can see there making it work here as they're both going to get around Roberg. So the tires are beginning to work for the drivers that came in under the last caution. Downside is they burn up their stuff a little bit too quickly. They could be at a disadvantage if we get a green flag pit stop window open up here. There's Ruby Estes in 6th. Bobby Blowers making a move on Stefan Oberstadt. Right on board with the 34 here. knows he has to try to get up the Wygen. You can see that, again, that white and black little dot up the road there. That is Wygen. He knows that these cars kind of hold him up a bit here. He needs to make sure he has time to get around. But right now, being in a box, it's not going to help that 34 move forward here. Oh, Clavitt tried to come up there. Blowers was there, though. Blowers gets around the 88. He's going to try to get around the 56 as well. Riding over here with pace, he kind of showed from his rear what's going on, how racing it is getting for second, third, and fourth. As we now enhance, give you a bit of a better picture here. So we got Parkhurst, that brown UPS truck on the inside, outside, I should say. Flowers on the inside. Battle on here. That battling in for position with Clavitt, and you got Flowers making a move on Parkhurst. Two battles filling our screens here. You see Ruby S is again on the strategy with the fresher tires here, the 102 pit stoppers. Trying to be a little bit aggressive here, does not want to allow Flowers to drive away either. As that gap continues to grow here. Flowers almost clears. You almost see a touch there. And a little incident. Ruby kind of getting tired here to being in a box. Going to get around Clavitt and Stefan Oberstadt. Now going to try to get around. Jonathan Adams. But now going to try to go on Stefan Oberstadt. Mossy Oak schemes trip me up again as the race continues on here for third and fifth. As you can see right there, Byron Jones in ninth, challenging. We'll ride him more here with Jonathan Adams. Currently into seventh position. Gonna get a good run there on Dean Clavitt. Gonna go low here on the PBD Racing Machine. Slide up, it will clear. So put Adams up to sixth, Clavitt down to seventh. As you see a truck slow on the inside, that I think is that Richard O'Day already a lap down, so will not play a factor in this situation. Not anyone in the top half here. So Clavitt and Roberg side by side. Clavitt obviously was on the front row to start this run, but has slowly been falling back here. Run's gone on. Roberg will get around, so put Clavitt down to eighth. Adams right there, you can see on the foreground, the shot there, battling Oberstadt. And Adams will get around, so put Adams up to fifth. I'm actually quite impressed with Parkhurst here. Last pitted on lap 80, and even though, again, he's got worse tires in comparison to Adams and Oberstadt, who pitted on 88, and then obviously Wyjet, Flowers, and Estes, who pitted on 102, he's holding his own in that 42 truck. A little bit further back here, you see Clavitt now under pressure from Byron Jones. Luckily, though, there's a bit of a gap from the battle we're currently watching and the 10th place car of Mongold. We'll cut back up for third. The Parkhurst on the last step of the podium right now, but Rubias is looking to change that as they're getting a good run here. Parkhurst hits the wall, almost bounces in to Estes, and that's going to put Parkhurst firmly down to fourth and possibly fifth, as one little mistake ends up paying badly to the 42 trucks. We'll ride on board with the 42 truck now as it's side by side with the 83 of Adams. Now get clear, so put Adams up to fourth, Parkhurst down to fifth. So we'll come back here. Alfred Denny we're now focused on here. Alfred Denny currently in 11th position, just outside the top 10. Speaking the car in 10th, that is Austin Mongold. They're about 7 seconds away from the race lead and about 2 seconds back of the battle for 9th we were just watching. Denny Adams has not led a race yet today. He's been in a couple incidences. That truck has been looking mighty fine for what it's worth in comparison to some of the other battle-tested cars we've seen tonight. So back up here, we'll cut to Byron Jones. Actually, it's Pacey Wygen mistake coming up to some traffic and also getting joined in fray here. That road right there, that is, let's see who that is. Thumb's torn off that thing. 75, thank you, Sticks, for the information. You can see getting around the 75 machine. Oops, someone is pitting. Parker's coming in here. Remember, last pit on lap 80. He is now officially determined it is time to come in. So Parker's will hand up his top 5 spot. Like to come in for service here. Obviously, with caution laps obviously playing a factor in. Should not be the final pit stop of the night. Should have one more on cards, as now the 00 will now catch up to Lily Frazier. Just up the road here at the second right side turn line. There's Bobby Blowers also getting around the 75 as well. Bobby Blowers trying to stay the distance. 1.31 is the gap, now down to about 1.1 between Wygen and Blowers at the moment. There's Ruby Estes making a move, currently sitting in third position, also getting around some lap traffic as well. It's the 41 of Klosnensky navigating around. There is Jonathan Adams currently in fourth. Trying to get back on the podium here. Chase down that 9. So we have another pit stop here down the road, but 24 truck Caleb Carter, that's down at 16. So the drivers that Caleb Carter's actually been an early stop lap on 95. May have had some damage there. You see Caleb Carter on the inside right now. On late lap will now go 1 down for service purposes. When the cycle plays out, should maybe get his lap back. Nice little track shot here. Nice little aerial shot to show you what Rockingham looks like. Surrounding a little parking lot and a little dirt track just over there. Bunch of fields. Used to be very prominent back in the 2000s, obviously now not as prominent. There's Jonathan Adams, getting around some lap traffic, still trying to stay in touch here with Ruby Estes. We got a nice little onboard shot here of Jonathan Adams. Luckily, Lily Frazier could be a bit of a pick that could help Jonathan Adams here get around. Obviously, Estes is going to go low here. Adams now going to try to follow behind Frazier, get us a little bit of a draft. They're going to make it around here. A little bit further back, that's Roberg we're now focused on, currently in 5th position. About a second and a half ahead of Patrick Oberstadt. And actually, not a second and a half ahead of Byron Jones. About 2 seconds back here, also the gap making through lap traffic. Getting around Zach Bride right now at the moment. Car through it. So lap traffic is playing a bit of a factor in this run. Catching a bit of the mix of some of the wounded cars and some of the cars have damage. Again, if you catch a lap traffic wrong, especially with green flag pit stops on horizon, if you catch a car wrong, it could put you in a spot where you can cough up time and maybe get past in a pit stop sequence. You gotta be careful navigating traffic, and also get stuck behind traffic. You get past this. Jonathan Adams has made a move around Ruby Estes. Yep. Carving through this field here. The 75 truck again here has had a bit of a iffy night. Bobby Blowers though slowly wheeling in. Pacey Wygen here. Wygen maybe getting stuck in traffic here. Slowing him down a bit. Wygen is clearly saving his stuff here. Obviously wants to get comfortably in the window. We know a pit stop window here can easily get you. Obviously, we haven't really had the best number checker with a lot of caution laps, but using kind of guesstimation, if you, both drivers are pretty much saving here. Blowers and Wygen saving. Obviously, want to get comfortably in that window. They can make it on one more stop here and not have to take a second service, as you saw with Parker's. And since they last pitted on 102, they could easily get to about 160 and then go to the finish. Should be worth noting again. Now we're going to probably see the drivers that pitted on 88 in. Bobby Blowers in, actually. So Blowers in. On service. We're also going to see Austin Mongold in as well, which is odd. Jonathan Adams in as well. So I think we may have hit the final window here for the pit stop for a lot of cars to come in. As the drivers that came out on lap 88 are now coming in, they've reached the peak of their window here. Bobby Bowers is a bit interesting. Maybe trying to go for the undercut, maybe trying to do a different strategy here, see how it all plays. But with Wygen staying out longer, what do you think? With the other drivers went on 102 being top here, Pacey Wygen, Ruby Estes, Byron Jones, Nathan Eastep, and Alfred Denny all coming in on 102. Yeah. So Pacey Dean Clapp coming in this time by as well. 41 laps. Has led 62 laps so far here. So it's a long stint for the 41. I mean, long stint for the 00 car on 41 laps so far. See how longer he can take it. It was helped by some caution laps. See how long he can take this stint. 2 laps so far on the stint and counting as it continues upward. No sign of anyone in that top pit coming in. By Martin Roberg in, obviously the last of the people that pitted on lap 88. So everyone currently in the top 9 all pitted on lap 102. But the first, and Stickswing's a good point as well. Pacey Wygen is clutching on the straight here, saving fuel, trying to extend that gap. You can see the fresh tires going around. Kelly Height, obviously on fresher tires. Gonna car through here, not saving as well, by the way. John Smeal ahead here. Wygen just trying to hit a number here, try to get to the end. Trying to make it on one more stop. Angel Santiago in. Still no blink from the top 7. But I feel like it's going to be close here. We're going to see him make a pit stop here, but still. Saving hard, Wygen is. Estes not saving as much as she's reeled in that 00. Bobby Blowers set the purple sector 1 here on chance here to set the fast lap of this race. And I think, yeah, he did. Set the fast lap of the race last time by. So Blowers on the fresh tires is flying at the moment. He's definitely going to get the jump on Wygen. The question is he good to go to the finish here? It looks like he could be on pace, but knowing that he's already pitted on lap 141, 7-8 laps into the stint, and looks like Pillar's in. He's going to be one of the first of the 102 to blink here. So it looks like kind of using some math here. We got about coming up to 50 laps on a stint here. If we can see Wygen. Remember, Wygen's saving. Saving hard to try to clutching mid straightaway, clutching corners, just trying to get to that number. E-step coming in as well. So obviously the caution did help for a couple laps, but it seems to be 50, and if Wygen can hit that 50, it's safe to assume he could make it to the finish, and then that raises questions about Blowers. With Blowers coming in 8 laps earlier, obviously the drivers that pit on 88 couldn't do it to the 150. Raises question. Estes coming in. Denny in. This is basically going to be everyone coming in here. Byron Jones in. Smeal in. But Pacey's going to stay out one more time here. Just trying to comfortably get in here. Byron Jones in as well. So one teammate in, the other one staying out. So Wygen, again, going to run this as long as he can, just in case for green-white checkered, just in case for what, even though if he did get it close to green-white checkered, they'd probably come in for tires anyway if they had some left. So Estes Jones in, Wygen still going around. The risk of this is, though, he feels confident the undercut's not going to hurt him, or he feels like the 34 Blowers will have to pit one more time, and he could run him back down. Blowers now up to 3rd. Parkhurst and Wygen, the only 2 still out at the moment. Parkhurst actually pitting the earliest, was able to inherit 2nd. Through the stint at the moment. Blowers now going to unlap himself, just in case for caution were to come out. He will now be officially unlapped and not need the lucky dog. Wygen still staying out here, 50 laps on the stint and counting. He's really making sure he comfortably gets there, but the problem is he is going to be far back. And he's coming in this time by. We can confirm he is coming in this time by. Crew is ready for him. Do not want to speed here. This is probably going to be his final stop of the night. No mistakes, no errors. You can put yourself in a good spot. He'll get it woed down. get on the brakes, nice and easy. He is in. So the lead will now inherit over to Parkhurst when it cycles out, but Parkhurst is now under challenge from Blowers. This is going to be the de facto lead of the race when all the pit stops cycle through at the moment. Obviously, it may not be the finishing order, but it's going to be what the lead is. Parkhurst is kind of just, Parkhurst is kind of even saying, you're battling. Parkhurst just said on the radio, don't fight me. I'm not going to fight you. I know you're faster. As Parkhurst, remember, came in on 131. Blowers came in on 141. So a 10-lap difference on tires, obviously playing a factor there. Wygant still not out of his box yet. Now officially has left the pit lane, so he's going to fall down to 8th position, right between Austin Mongold and Byron Jones. Worth noting at the very least, he is the highest of the drivers that came in for service around the lap 150 mark. He's going to have to make up 19 seconds to Bobby Blowers, or hope Bobby Blowers pits again along with the driver's head, and they cannot make the magical number. Let's see how this all plays out. Race reaches a natural conclusion. Again, thank you for those who stick through with us here so far. Obviously, it's been a bit of a caution-filled night. The race is finally reaching a crescendo here with a long green flag lug. So thanks for tuning in here on your Tuesday evening here on ABN1. I am Kevin Young, joining the booth here with Styx Pulsatrix and operating the cameras, I should say. She's doing a great job keeping up with these cameras, filling in on a bit of a short notice situation. So we'll provide you the great finish here. So again, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully we provide you a great finish here. So you can see right now, I'm watching Byron Jones in a bit of traffic here. You can see Mark Parkhurst falling still in second here. He's not going to get around. Oh, car slow on the apron. That's what I think we heard on the radio. I think that's the 48 of Byron Jones. It is Byron Jones. Had an incident. We stayed green. Trying to see what happened. I think he got loose off a 2 from what I'm seeing in the replay booth. Did. Oh, and he came up there, almost collided there. So we'll see exactly what happened with Byron Jones here. I think he had a mistake going into 2. You can see he hits it hard. Ooh, did he misjudge line with O'Day? And then you can see he tried to save it, couldn't save it, and smacked it hard there. That may not end the 48 stay, but that's going to take him out of contention of winning this race. Again, that caution kind of doesn't really help out much here. E-Step goes 1 down, so that would have, top 9 would have been on the lead lap if the caution was to call, and Byron Jones has pulled behind the wall. He will not be returning to this race. Bobby Blowers, 10 laps led. We saw him early lead a couple laps, had a fast truck, but lost lead. Odd to see him only lead 11 laps here, but he's going to tick off a lot here in this distance. Update on Wygant, still 17 seconds back. He's carved 2 seconds up, but still has not made good inroads. Next closest car to Blowers is Adams. He's 2.6 back. Of this battle has to go through the same traffic we see Bobby Blowers going through right now. So E-Step, just saw ahead of this little fray you were watching. E-Step almost cut off the Mountain Dew truck in behind and almost caused a bit of a chagrin incident, if you will. But luckily, we keep it clean and pointing the right direction. You can see Blowers, though, blocked off by Smeal. Going to allow E-Step get around here. I don't think Blowers is going to be too thrilled about that. That's going to allow Adams a chance to roll in a bit here. Again, Smeal not giving up the fight here. Smeal 2 down for the record, by the way. And now it looks like Blowers will get clear. But obviously, E-Step, Smeal was 1 down. Could have been a situation to put himself in a better spot. But now fishing 2 down. Get a bit of a spot to get his lap back. Now a couple more cars will get around. Adams, though, is carved back to 2 seconds. At the moment, Blowers is 2 clear of Adams. Blowers is 4 clear of Parkhurst, 6 clear of Roberg, and then Overstack, Clabbett, and Wygant are about 12-15 seconds back in a range of Bobby Blowers. So Blowers doing what he has to do, but the question is, can he make it to the finish? We saw Pacey save so much fuel there to get over that 150-160 mark for probably a reason. The reason probably is I don't like the security of these cars that fit on 88 and then came in on 141 to 143 range to make the finish, but proved me wrong before. Coming to 164, so it's not 165, now 165. Adams is reeling in this 34. Gap's down to 1.8, but Adams is going to catch the same traffic that just held up Flowers. And so wide shot, just to show you what we're seeing here from the wide shot there. You can see two tree trucks fighting. That's Adams right there in that kind of beige machine there, right? Going in enter one there. And then you can see Bobby Flowers there, what we're currently following. This is coming off the 2 right now. There's about 3 lap trucks between Adams and Flowers. Picking up a little bit down the field, Roberg and Parkhurst are fighting here for 3rd. I don't think that's going to be much of a fight for Parkhurst, since he may allow Roberg to go. He will. So now Roberg's now on the 3rd step of the podium. Battle is heating up, though. 5th, 6th, and 7th in a big battle here with Clavitt, Wygant, and Oberstadt, as Wygant is trying to carve his way through the field here. Remember, Wygant on the freshest tires in the field went to 160. Good to go to the end. We can confirm that. Already got around Oberstadt. Now going to try to get around Clavitt. You can see gets a good run off the corner. Should clear him going to 3, and he will. So put Wygant now up to 5th. Problem is he's about 14 behind Flowers. Coming to about 30 to go here in a couple laps. Shows you the gap we'll have to make up here. Just for reference, right now, Wygant's on the backstretch. Flowers just crossed the start-finish line. That's 14 seconds around this surface. That's going into 1. You can see that by projection, 00 was going into 3. Yep, just to show you the gap. That's 14 seconds right there. Now 13.75. Just shows you how big of a gap Wygant has to clear here. And we saw last night that new tires work, but if you get stuck in traffic and can't make overtakes, they can only take you so far. But again, that's assuming if Flowers can make it to the finish. Adams down to the 1.5. Ryder Moore here on the front of Flowers. Gives a nice clip second. No lap traffic ahead of him at the moment. Next 2 cars up the road are going to be the 35 and the 40. 40 and Nathan Eastep, who's fighting to stay on the lead lap, and the 35, who's at least 1 down at the moment. So one of those trucks will give him a bit more of a hard time than the other. Getting the fault here, Flowers still keeping the foot. We cut back to Pacey Wygant. Show you right now, we're following that 00. We know he's good to go to the end. It's now down to 12.4 as he's got clean track. No real threat to catch any lap traffic until the 78, who's about half a straightaway ahead of him. Back up to Flowers. You can see getting around the 75 truck again. Now he's going to have the next one up the road will be the 40 or the 28, depending which one comes first. The downside is that's going to put another car between Adams and Flowers. But we'll ride back with Pacey Wygant. Okay, clean track's doing him good. Long ways away to the next car of Parkhurst, who's about 3 up the road. Speaking of Parkhurst, there he is right now, filing 2 lap down vehicles in the 71 of Fraser and the 78 of O'Day. Parkhurst trying to manually save something here to get to the end. He came in the earliest. Don't like the odds he'll make it. He's going to try to do it, or just hanging on old tires until the very last second to see if a caution comes out. Obviously, Parkhurst led 13 laps. Played a strategy to get out front, held on mightily brave, couldn't make it go far enough. Looks like Clavitt is coming in here from P7. Remember, Clavitt's on the same strategy as Flowers, Adams, Roberg, and the rest. Parkhurst hit the wall there. Going to cause him to lose some time here to Wygant. Gap's now 2 seconds. You can now see Wygant in the mirrors. Wygant's a bit over. There's Clavitt coming in. So Clavitt taking service. Didn't seem to hit anything on the timing and scoring board here. See if it's 15 seconds up. I'll confirm that real fast. I watch timing and scoring as we see Parkhurst. Now we'll cut back up to Roberg. Thank you. Roberg currently there. Yep, it was a 14.55 second stop for Dean Clavitt. So regular pit stop. Steven Overstadt in as well, coming this time by. 37 of Roberg coming in as well, the one we're following. So Flowers in as well. So all cars could not make it. Ruby Estes in as well, and Ruby Estes came in at 150. So this is interesting because Pacey Wygant stretched it to 153, And with Ruby coming in at this time by with 25 to go, it raises the question, can even Wygant make it? Because he stretched it that long to try to make it. He lost so much time. It almost feels like if he has to come in again, it wasn't worth it. But Wygant, I don't think, is coming in. If the only way he's coming in is if we see a green-white checkered approach or a late caution. There's Jonathan Adams, though. He inherits the lead, is not elected to come in yet. Adams is currently on 35 laps in the stint, around the same we saw for the rest of the cars coming in. Wygant on 23. Just shows you, again, the difference in the pit stops. Jonathan Adams coming in, so 35 laps. Obviously, coming in, trying to cut it in half here to give the fresh tires the best he can. Make sure he has a run late here. So he is coming on in, almost gets run over by Ode, but he'll make it in, get it low down in time, locking it up, but will get it safely in. So now the lead will be handed over to Wygant with 22 to go here. Wygant has almost not the whole field lap down, but has up to 6th position. There's Stefan Oberstadt trying to get at least a lap back here. For record, Stefan Oberstadt is currently in 13th. 2 down, now 1 down. Dean Clavitt just set a purple sector 2, looking like he's on a fast lap chase here to try to run down some time here. Jonathan Adams, 15-second stop, he is away. So where he cycles into the equation with probably Flowers, but there's Wygant, our race leader. We assume he's not coming back, but the only thing that brings me pause is Ruby Estes, who came in at 150, elected to come in. So it raises the question, is there enough fuel? Broberg, fast lap of the race, or almost the fast lap of the race, 2 purple sectors, but not the fastest. I think he may have validated. Wygant is not saving yet. You can see no lifting, no coasting, no nothing. He's not in a save move here, which makes me think he's comfortably, or at least needs to keep the foot down just in case. Some other cars have not pitted yet. Austin Mongold came in at 141. Nathan Estep came in at 149. Alfred Denny, who also came in at 149. Those are the only cars that have not made pit stops. There is Austin Mongold, currently the car in 2nd. Go back to pace here just to show you again how the gap wages here. That's how much 15 seconds is. With, again, Mongold being the longest on a stint right now, came in at 141. And again, if Wygant just hit 29, I assume Mongold's definitely coming in. He's just hoping we see a late caution here and roll the dice on something. Austin Mongold kind of getting the fresher tires of the cars that are pitted previously, now passing him as tire managers is coming to play for those trucks, as he's now just trying to make it go long here. Bobby Blowers has just unlapped himself, so now if the caution were to come out, he would be back on the lead lap and not have to take the lucky dog or the waiver. Making Blowers, there he is, just getting over there. You see Casey Wygant right there, just ahead of that red and white truck Smeal. Nice little bumper came from Flowers. Flowers, again, if Flowers right now needs a caution, or he needs that 0-0 to pit along with the top 4 cars, it's the only way he can get back this lead. Wygant, again, not playing. There's Zach McBride, putting a buffer car between the 2 of them. Obviously, McBride, a lap down at the very least. Probably 2 laps. E-Step coming in this time by. Car currently in 3rd. Mongold, who's in 2nd, also coming in as well. So 2nd and 3rd will fall, and it will put Flowers up to 2nd position, leaving 1 car. Yep, Mongold in as well. So Mongold and E-Step in. Flowers now will take 2nd. So now the kind of question is, if Wygant can't make it, Flowers takes the win. If Wygant can make it, he takes the win. Adams right now trying to unlap himself just in case the caution were to come out and also be in the chase for the win. So remember, if the caution were to come out, you're the first car 1 down, you go to the tail end. The rest take the wave round. But obviously, with the tail end being a bunch of cars taking the wave round, not as far as you would think. is Wygert right now. Trying to bring it home. Here's Bobby Blowers again, just showing it's obviously about a track's lift here. He will not run that down in time. He will need some sort of help to make this happen. No real saving yet from Wygert as well. He's keeping the thing in. It'll be a bit of a kick in the teeth for Blowers if he can't get back to the win. He finished second last night, came close to getting the win, but couldn't pull it off. It would really sting to go 400 laps in 2 races and get 2 second places. Obviously, great finishes, great net finishes, but it would probably sting a bit that you couldn't get the win in either of them, and you finished the bridesmaid to the bride on the top step. Nice gyro camera here, kind of shows just the banking. And we have a caution. Looks like it was Ruby Estes. Richard Gonzalez, sorry, I should say, was the incident in the question. And now this changes things, as Roberg got his lap back just before the caution came out. This rolls the dice, because now Wygert, Blowers, Adam, and Roberg all on the lead lap before the caution came out. Parkhurst will be the first one to get the lucky dog. Everyone else will have to take a wave around. But the caveat is if, obviously, Wygert, Blowers, Adams, Roberg are all coming in here for fresh tires, if they have them. You're not, but then again, I say that, but we've seen last night that old tires can work, but in that case, Breo, who got the fresh tires, here's Wygert coming in, by the way. Right now, he'll take service. Looking through the field here, looks like Blowers in as well, along with Adams. Will Roberg join the 4? He will, so all 4 cars on the lead lap will pit. They're not taking a chance. Obviously, if they were to come out, it'd be first to fourth, and like I was trying to finish on my analogy there, Breo took fresh tires, but cycled up to 14 with about 15 laps to go, and got up to 3rd. Obviously with the help of some cautions, some other instances, but still got up to 3rd. So fresh tires are going to be very more useful this far away. Obviously, Wygert being far enough ahead, coming in for service, will easily take the lead, take the win off the pit lane here. There he goes. So Wygert will take the lead. Parkhurst, obviously taking the lucky dog, will get his lap back. Blowers will be the second car pit lane, then followed by Adams, then Roberg. That will be your de facto top 4 here. At the very least. The rest of the field will take the wave around here. So Clavitt, Oberstadt, and Estes will all get their laps back. So that will give us 8 as Austin Mongold currently behind. Actually, he'll probably join the chase. He's probably ahead of me here too, so he should get his A lap. Actually, he was 2 down, so he'll be back in the lead lap. Parkhurst coming in now, this time by for service. Estes, Gonzalez, and Woznensky also in as well. Actually, let's see something here. Yep, we'll take a look at the replay here. Take a look exactly at the cause of caution here. Obviously, Richard Gonzalez on 5. Santiago is in the Richard Gonzalez. Sends them both down the surface. 5 truck in the wall on the low side there. Looking at not major hits there, but again, that would be enough to trigger a caution. Yeah, very goofy caution indeed, but it's been a goofy race. This is going to be interesting. I'm just doing number crunches in my head. Obviously, the top 5 all have fresh tires. It's going to come down to pure pace, as Wygert has pretty good speed. Yeah, all the trucks getting the wave around here. See how it all cycles out. See how this cycles. So obviously Express go by here, the pace car. See just almost the whole field here. That's going to put Clavitt and Oberstadt, again, back on the lead lap here, giving us 7 trucks on the lead lap here. Estes will be the first one down, as he came in for service, and we'll get the lucky dog because he came in. So if another caution would come out, Estes, Mongold, Santiago, and a few others would be fighting for a chance to get back on the lead lap. If we were to get it, interesting. Field well get caught up. Wygen, Blowers, Adams, Roberg. They're going to be the four fighting here. Parkhurst, tail end of the line here. But not too far back. We'll have a few cars in between. Who will take this win? Pace car coming on off. The rest of the field gets caught up. Wygen will need the restart of his life.
Green flag, green
Pace
flag.
car is out. Blowers is blinking, which is not a good time to have it, but we're away we fly with 6 to go. Blowers, great restart. Adams going to charge it on the inside. Blowers still blinking at the moment. Battle for second rages on here. Is that come around here to take 5 to go. Roberg firmly in 4th. Parkhurst about to take cake. Well, in 5th position, but will get around all the other cars ahead. So top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the moment. Wygen, nothing up ahead, no lap traffic. Got a 4/10 gap to Blowers. Blowers, no pressure from second, 2 tenths clear of Adams. Maybe a bit of a truce to allow Blowers to get caught up here to Wygen, then fight for it, because if you fight for second and allow the leader to scurry away, you're only fighting for second and not the winner's check. Blowers going to try to right the wrongs of last night and try to get a win. Be one of the only drivers in this top 5 that do the 400 miles. And it'd feel oh so sweet if you cap that off with a victory. Here's Jonathan Adams, though. Going to go on the high side. Try to rip it on the line side. Cannot get the runoff. Will slot back in the 3rd. Try to check up here again and do it again. 3 to go. Gap between Wygen and Blowers is 5/10. It's gone up a 10th. There's Roberg. Try to make a charge happen here. Adams, can they get caught back up? Blowers, they got basically coming up 2 laps to go here to make something happen. 2 to go. Gap is held between Wygen and Blowers. Adams trying to take away second here. Roberg in the distance if something happens here for the battle for second. As Wygen comes to 3 and 4, all you need to see is the white flag. You can see Adams trying to go low side on Blowers. Race is on for second. As long as the white flag comes out, this race will be official. White flag in the air. Wygen takes it. Blowers hangs on for second. Roberg challenging for the last step of the podium from Adams. Will ride on board with the Kroger machine of Roberg. Can't get the run. 2 corners to go. Wygen well clear. Looks like he'll take this. As they come off of 3 and 4, hands in the air for the longest race on the truck calendar. Pacey Wygen will take his first win in the Truck Series here tonight, with Bobby Blowers getting another second, Jonathan Adams in 3rd, Mark Roberg in 4th, and Mark Parkhurst will take 5th, with our points leader, Dean Clavin in 6th, and Stefan Oberstadt finishing 7th in the last of the cars on the lead lap. Wygen played the strategy perfectly, saved the fuel, and made it work, and Wygen will celebrate happily here tonight, finally getting that win. He got a pole position at Daytona, has had a fast 0-0 here most nights, and will finally get that, not really a winner's check, a virtual winner's check, and will be able to celebrate this victory in style here tonight. See Lloyd Frazier going to cut through the grass here, and the winner circle, a few other trucks obviously coming around to finish up. There's Jonathan Adams and a few of the Beagle Dog racing machines, Carolina Beagle Dog racing machines passing, but that's not going to stop Wygen burning it down here. Luckily, coming in for fuel is going to allow him the ability to kind of burn this down very more than he would have been if this race presumably stayed green. As he burns down, definitely know some of the people that were supporting Pacey in the chat and that team in the chat. Definitely going crazy right now. Finally gets that win. Doing Sophie the Fierce proud. So there's our top 5 on the screen right now with Wygen, Blowers, Adams, Roberg, Parkhurst. 3 Chevys, 2 Toyotas in the top 5, and he will pull in the victory circle, similar to what we saw last night, and do a quick little spin too, little flick. It's a nice little zoom out there to show it. So if you're still present with us, do not go anywhere. Top 3 interviews will be commencing relatively shortly. Before we get them going, we'll take a quick look at the unofficial results for the top 10 at the very least, with Wygant, Flowers, Adams, Roper, Parkhurst, Clavitt, and Oberstadt finishing on the lead lap, with Ruby Estes the best of the one-lap downers, with Austin Mongold and Nathan Estap rounding out our top 10 unofficially at the moment. And as the rest of the field kind of scrolls through here, we'll wait for, actually, still waiting on a few to come in here. Let them all pile in. There's Denny, Santiago, Smeal, Pillar, Frazier. As Denny and Santiago finish the top half of the last of the one-lap downers, then Smeal, Pillar, Frazier, Gonzalez, McBride finish 2 down, and then we're getting in the trucks that multiple laps down. We're just trying to get some good points to get top 20s in Pondensky, O'Day, and Ellis. And then we'll move on down here. Pugh, Jones, and now we're getting retirements with Pugh retiring on, trying to get around putting some ups, and now we're getting to retirements of Jones, Height, Carter, Sharp, top 25, Oberstadt, Saccone, Thompson, Zier, and Hagen rounding out the top 30, and Breo, Pendel, and Eichler will be how the 33 finish. So now we'll move on to some interviews here, and we'll start off with our race winner, Pacey Wygant. We'll bring him on in here, and we'll hear what he has to say about today's race. Pacey, this is Kevin in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, good to hear from you here after that race. Been a long endurance one, but you're probably happy with the outcome of the race. But we'll start off with every race at the beginning, and we'll start where that started. So, obviously, we saw here today, you had a relatively fast truck for qualifying, got about mid-pack, not the quickest, but a strong truck. But how did you feel out there today? Did you feel that, as during qualifying the race, did you feel that pace at 00 and really think you had a chance to win tonight?
Yeah, I knew I had a chance to win tonight. I'm typically known for my short tracks, so this being a short track, it just kind of fits my style. And my qualifying lap, I completely boogered up, so I still started pretty good though. And but yeah, tonight was just a fantastic night.
That's always good to hear on that point. Obviously, there was a lot of cautions here, and almost everyone's probably involved in one incident at least once. So I guess I'll ask the second question. When races usually kind of well down into a bit of pandemonium, drivers have to keep themselves focused or entertained. So how did you keep yourself occupied? How did you keep yourself focused through all those caution laps here tonight?
Trying to keep my teammate calm through all the cautions. That's how I was entertaining myself tonight.
Yeah, I guess that's always an easy way to do it. Communicating with teammates at the very best, at the very least. We saw during that lap when we finally got one of those big green flag runs, you came in on 102 and you kind of split the strategy and you came in, carved those tires up for the field. But then we saw you saving, especially in the late season to get to 150. So I'm assuming you were trying to get past 150 to hit your magical number and get to the end. But I'll ask this next question: if this run stayed green, do you think you would have made it clearly to the end, or do you think there was concerns on the fuel?
Oh no, I had plenty of fuel. I was like 2 to 3 laps of the good there, so I was just, anybody wanted to go by, I was letting them by, no worries. I knew everybody else was gonna have to pit, so I was gonna make it just fine.
Yeah, we saw you saving there. We assumed you were good to go to the finish, but when other drivers came in at 150 were coming in, we were a bit concerned, but you made it work and hit your number and made sure you saved it. But no, speaking of the last caution, though, I guess take us through your mind when you saw that last caution and you came in. Do you think you had with the other drivers getting re-racked with Blowers, Adams, and Roberg, did you still feel confident you could take home this win?
Oh yeah, I had a really fast truck on the short run, long run. Like I just felt like I could put my truck anywhere, so I really wasn't too concerned. The only thing that concerned me was if they didn't pit. If they didn't pit, I didn't know if I was going to be able to get back to them or not.
Yeah, because we saw that last night's broadcast here, overtaking was a bit of a challenge in certain spots, even with fresher tires. One more question, lastly. Michigan up next week. Obviously, you got your first win here in the Truck Series tonight, and definitely going to put you on good momentum for the rest of the season. But how do you feel about Michigan? Do you feel, if you are going to be here next week, do you feel like it's a track where you can make this a back-to-back campaign?
Michigan hasn't always been my best track, but I'll give it 110% like I do each and every other week. So
fair enough. Last question. Not last question, but obviously as an ABN tradition, obviously since you are here on the podium, if there's any sponsors, family, friends, what have you want to thank, the floor is yours. Take it away, Pacey.
Yeah, first and foremost, gotta thank my sponsors, Sophia the Fierce and Jones Paint and Designs. You guys or y'all up in the booth for broadcasting every week, and HTL as a whole just for putting this all on. Shout out to my CCR teammate Byron Jones and my good friend and spotter and crew chief all tonight, giving me the good calls, Rodney Ayers. I think that about does it.
Fair enough at the very least on that one. But yeah, that takes care of that. So obviously, if we are going to see you next week, hopefully, maybe we'll be talking to you again. But you have a good rest of your week, and hopefully you can bring this same pace next week at Michigan.
Thank you.
All right, that was Pacey Wygen, our race winner here tonight. Drove a great race and took that car to victory lane. We will now move on to second place, second in back-to-back nights. Bobby Blowers, we'll bring him in and talk to him as well. Bobby, this is Kevin in the ABN booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I do.
All right, I can talk to you again here. 2 nights in a row at the very least. But we'll start again with what we usually start with, qualifying. So, and the beginning of the race. So how did you feel early on in this race? Again, you seem to have a fast truck early on when you kind of qualified up front and took it, and then you got melded in the back of the pack and got involved in some incidents. So take us through your mind in that opening stints, if you will, when you got married back. Do you think you could have the truck to get back up towards the front?
It felt like it, to be honest. It didn't feel too bad tonight. Most of it was just keeping out of trouble, and I didn't even do that for half the race. But yeah, it was. I was just trying to survive that first half.
Yeah. Very chaotic. A lot of trucks going to the waste. I saw a lot of strong trucks taken out, and you were able to avoid it and put yourself in a spot to be late. Moving on, though, just after halfway, when we got that first green flag run, we saw a bit of a differing strategy. Obviously, you were one of the cars that stayed out at 88, came in at 88 and stayed out at 102, while a few trucks like Pacey Wyget came in. Take us through your mindset there. Were you thinking about pitting at 102, or were you really like, I think we're getting another caution, and I want track position and make this work?
Well, I was just judging it based on the first half of the race, and I figured we were gonna get a yellow in 3 laps. But no, I don't know. It didn't play out too bad. I felt like I was good in the long run after we finally got going. But yeah, I just felt like I had decent tires on it. I was maybe down 3 laps on fuel from whoever pitted. I just stuck with it and ran good.
Mm-hmm. And then we obviously saw when you had to come in a bit earlier because of pitting on 88, and we knew you probably weren't going to make the end, especially with most of the field. You came in and took service. Obviously, I don't think it was out of the question. It was not going to be not in the realm, I should say, of you being able to catch Pacey in that situation unless he had a mechanical failure. But when the caution came out, what was going through your mindset there? Were you like, all right, I got another chance. I can reel him in? And obviously, what was your excitement level? What were you going through your mind when the caution came out?
I was glad to have another shot at it, but I just felt like I couldn't get there. I just knew that Pacey was going to be too good on a short run, and I really needed like 20, 30 laps for the tires to age to get to him. But yeah, I'll take second all day, though.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, speaking of, as you've done double duty here tonight, I'll ask one more question here. How does it feel to run 400 laps, 400 miles around Rockingham in 2 different machinery? How do you feel after this?
My legs are dead. Uh, they drive totally different. I had to relearn everything again in practice just because of how different the trucks are. But yeah, it was a blast. I'll run that again all day, all week.
Good to hear at the very least. You at least have some positive memories. Others may not. But I guess one more question. Obviously, with Michigan next week in both the Cup and the truck, how do you feel about Michigan? Do you think it's a track you could win in one or both series?
I feel more confident in trucks, honestly. Just if we can get some runs in like we got at the end of tonight. I just feel like I'm going to need a long run to do well there.
Mm-hmm. Well, as it is obviously ABN tradition here, as obviously you probably also learned from last night, if there's any you want to thank, sponsors, friends, family, even pets, the floor is yours. So take it away, Bobby. You earned it.
Orlando Outlaws eMotorsports, 213simware.com, Casey Ellis, Lily Frazier, Martin Roberg for being on my team, Greg Pillar as well, and the whole Capital Esports gang there.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's always good to hear them get some little shout outs here. But obviously, again, we'll see you here, presumably next week at Michigan if you are able, and hopefully you can bring some of that speed and maybe get one of those 34 machines in victory lane. So you enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully we'll be talking again next week.
Yeah, thank you.
So now that was Bobby Blowers, and we'll move on to one more car. The third place driver that finished in third. We'll bring in Jonathan Adams, and we'll hear what he had to say about the race. Jonathan, this is Kevin in the ABN booth. You got a copy?
Here.
All righty. Well, obviously, good back-to-back weeks so far. Getting that momentum rolling in the right direction is obviously, we've seen you had a very eventful day. But we'll start off again with at least the qualifying. You had an all right qualifying stop, but obviously, again, with pure kind of chaos happening around, you going front to back, I guess, obviously you seem to have good pace in that truck, but were you worried at some points that you were going to get involved in something? Or were you involved that you think one little incident and boom, race would be over?
Oh, well, looking at the first half of the race, I was scared for my life. I mean, I don't know anyone who wouldn't be. That first half of the race had me scared. I thought everyone was going to die. I'm not going
Yeah.
to lie to you.
Yeah, no, it was very chaotic up in the booth, just seeing a lot of good trucks take them on the wall, and you've had some close shaves as well, but at least the very least persevered. And then eventually, as you got through, we saw when the kind of the dust settled, you had a very fast 83 truck. So I guess I'll throw the next question out here as you were kind of going from the front to the back a lot. How did this truck feel when trying to overtake? Was it strong to overtake, or was it very hard to make moves on the inside? What was overtaking like out there here at Rockingham?
Well, with the varying strategies that we had a lot of old tires up front, new tires in the back trying to get around. It was well, in my case, it was pretty easy when it came to passing the cars that were on a little bit older tires. So when you ran into someone with like the same tires as you, like on the same tire set, same strategy, it was kind of like it was a stalemate basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was decent. It was okay at times. I mean, getting around people. I mean, there was obviously some times where it was close, maybe a little bit too close for comfort. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, it was very dodgy, especially in the first half of the race. And that will lead me nicely into my next question here. We obviously saw in the caution on lap 102, not the last caution, but the second to last caution, we had a green flag run. We saw a handful of trucks come in, including Pacey Wygen, but you were in the crew that stayed out for track position. Obviously, it worked out and get a podium, but if you could do things differently, would you have come in, or were you still thinking that was the best strategy to be on, staying out at that time?
Oh, I would have 100% came in and pit. Like
Mhm.
I still had another tire set. If I knew that, I would have pit. Absolutely.
Fair
But
enough. I guess
at
hindsight's 2020.
oh yeah, at the time I was like I was looking at the trend of the race. It's like we'd go 5 laps, caution, 5 laps, caution. So I was just like, well, looks like we're gonna get another caution. No, we didn't. We went on I think a 70-lap run. Well,
hmm
there that went.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, you never know when eventually the tides turn, and eventually it turned at the wrong point for you, but you still recovered for a good podium. One more question though. Obviously, when the late caution came out here, you obviously came from third position. We saw you fighting hard there to try to get around the second place driver Bobby Blowers, and you were also in charge behind with Roberg. Obviously, Blower said on a point that it took a while for the tires to get up. Did you think the same issue where the tires were going to take so long to get warmed up that you were not going to really be in a chance to make a move for the win of this race?
Oh yeah, I think I almost spun the truck out maybe 2 or 3 times on 3 and 4 in that first lap. I think I turned right more than I was turning left, so that was definitely a little bit difficult. But I'd say it took maybe 2.5 laps for me to get absolutely comfortable with it and start trying to get around blowers. And obviously, I did not, but it was a good little dash to the finish. So
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. It's gonna always be quite fun, especially when you get some dashes to the finish. Last question, obviously, if you are gonna be here next week for Michigan, how do you feel about Michigan? Do you think it's a track where we can see you maybe get in victory lane and finally get that win in the truck series? Or do you think you have maybe a better chance at the road course the following week?
Well, according to trends, races, like I said last week, races I have no expectations of going to. I have no expectations going into Michigan. So I'm just going to roll with that again. 2 podiums in a row. Hopefully I didn't jinx it this time.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully 3.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to go in with no expectations. Going to throw no practice in whatsoever. See what happens again,
Mm-hmm.
and go from there.
All right. Well, last question. Oh, not last question, but last thing. Obviously, again, you were here last week. Same thing, same deal. As you finish on the podium, it is tradition. If you have any sponsors, family, friends, what have you want to thank or shout out, the floor is yours. Take it away.
Well, I want to shout out again, as I always do, team owner Steven Oberstadt for giving me the opportunity to drive this '83 Mossy Oak machine, and the man who makes the schemes around these parts, Mr. John Smeal. I just want to shout both those out, and just a random shout out for Austin Mongold. He's my boy,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah.
All right. Keeping it short and sweet, as you would say. But anyway, yeah, that will take care of that. So again, hopefully, if you have a good rest of your week, and hopefully, if you have a good run at Michigan, hopefully I didn't jinx you, or you didn't jinx yourself, we maybe talk to you again here on the podium for 3 for 3. So have a good rest of your week, and take care.
All right, you as well. Thank you.
and that will be Jonathan Adams, our last podium finisher here tonight, and that will include up the interviews. So basically, I guess we have one last thing is maybe look at the results one last time, just to run them over one more time for those, I guess, still here. I think we'll be ready to call this, put this turkey in the oven and call it a night. So we'll transition out real fast here. So a little more replay of Jonathan Adams. Yes, the results would be helpful. We'll do one more quick look at the results here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's been a long night. Want to get this done and over with. So anyway, though, Wygent wins the race again. Blowers, Adams, Roberg, Parkhurst, top 5. Dean Clavitt, Stefan Oberstadt, Ruby Estes, Austin Mongold, and Nathan Estep round out the top 10. Alfred Denny, Angel Santiago, John Smeal, Greg Pillar, and Lily Frazier, your top 15, with Richard Gonzalez, Zach McBride, Scott J. Pondensky, Richard O'Day, and Casey Ellis rounding out the top 20. All cars still running, and now we're getting the cars that retired. David Pugh, Byron Jones, Callie Height, Caleb Carter, Elizabeth Descharp, top 25. Patrick Oberstadt, Michael Saccone, Selena Thompson, Lilac Zier, John Hagan rounding out your top 30, and Breo, Pendel, and Caleb Eichler, 31 through 33. But that will do it for that. Obviously, if you enjoyed what you see, maybe a bit a little less chaotic next week at Michigan for both the HTL Cup Series and the Truck Series. Won't be as long at the very least. 100-lap dash for both series. I think maybe 80 to 100 for the truck. I'll have to check that again. But you can find out all that information on the ABN websites. Information should be down in the little Twitch description where it can take you, and you can find all the details on the HTL Truck and Cup Series. But I can tell you is both races will be, Cup Series will be at 8 Eastern, Truck Series will be at 8:15 Eastern next Monday and Tuesday. Both will be going to Michigan. But yeah, that'll be doing it for that. Obviously, again, I'd like to thank Styx here for coming in here. Had a bit of a rocky start to start the broadcast, maybe a bit of a bad omen at the very least. But we got through, we persevered, and I thank her for staying for as long as she has. And as well for myself, for Kevin Young, I'm signing off. So thank you, and have a good rest of your night.